Welcome to Sons of Bananas Foamcast Episode 5.
Podcast.
With always, it's Blake.
Um,
What?
you have to introduce yourself, Blake.
You
Oh, we're
already did.
introducing ourselves now. Okay.
I
Hi,
hate you.
I'm Blake. This is a podcast we're doing.
I'm Abe. This is also a podcast we're doing.
Well, you doing a separate podcast we don't know anything about?
No, it's
Apparently.
the same podcast. I was just reconfirming.
Wait, did you just say
Podcast.
something different?
Can we call it the Codpast?
No, it's not
No,
about
no.
God.
The Codcast is my fishing podcast.
Oh, no, when you think of that, I think of the After Dark special when you're talking about the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Alright, well,
You got the name for it.
Introduction's all...
let's finish up the intros. Let's get going. Grim.
Hi, I'm Graham.
I am Lone.
I'll come be
Oh,
with
I'm
you.
Ray. Sorry. I fucked it up this time. I was riding a horse.
Hi, I'm two.
And as always, I'm Trace, and as always, it's a great start to every podcast. It really makes each one very special. And last week, I was defending Blake from being bullied, and this time, I'm holding him up and letting you guys take punches at him.
You know, something I just noticed, and it works out pretty good. You got two, and then you got Trace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fits perfectly.
Well, we just confirmed
Well,
one thing. Grim can
we do have
actually...
I heard Ray turn into a robot there, so I didn't hear what he said.
Did I turn into a robot?
Yeah.
Cut out.
It's a government
It was just
conspiracy.
it basically was just affirming that Grims can actually count.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know
Yeah,
that
three
Grim
at
can
least.
actually count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that. You don't know if he knows what comes before two.
That's true.
I just skipped the two.
Alright,
One doesn't get
anyway.
a spotlight.
Anyway, well, I'm just gonna fucking get us into a topic, yo. Since we're already going.
I like that Trace is the freaking circus master over here.
I am. You're all my
Freaks.
Infractions.
You know,
Penises?
I couldn't figure which world is probably the least offensive, so I just decided to do none of them.
I just went for it. I don't care.
But something we can bully everyone for: all the people that have all the expensive shoes and just collect so much of them that for no reason, in my opinion. And I think Abe also has a pretty hot take on this. Maybe not a hot take, but maybe like, the
just a take.
anti shoes. You know.
It's
Well,
A. He will be
Fuck.
angry about it.
Go ahead, Abe. Bring us in.
Anti-shoes.
It was just an idea that came across my mind. For the fact that, like in high school, for example, I always had the impression that girls were always going to be the ones to talk about shoes. But towards the end of high school, well, take what I just said, but place that in elementary and middle school. Now in high school, I always heard guys talking about shoes, about the most craziest of stuff, and like I never really got the idea of why people are so into shoes. Even now, guys and girls,
Sneakerheads.
like really.
Sneakerheads and things like that. Yeah.
Yes.
I think it gives them status in their mind. Most expensive shoes makes them look.
I think people
Well,
have an urgency to collect
I think-
things. Some people collect shoes. Some people collect other things.
Well, technically, sneakerheads specifically don't will the shoes they collect. They just collect them. Because most actual expensive sneakers don't get worn. They'll just on a shelf, displayed throughout the house. Because they don't want to scuff them up at all. But yeah, there are all times where people will them. But most true sneakerheads and stuff like that display them. They're not worn. They religiously keep them clean. But
They're worth more if you don't wear them.
yeah,
There is
exactly.
people
That's,
like me
that's,
who have
that's the reason
very
he's gonna keep them.
I guess
up.
you could compare it to buying certain action figures or figures and never open them from the box.
Well, I think it's a little different because you also got to think of it's a piece of clothing,
Mhm.
and it's meant to be worn, right? like shoes are naturally meant to be worn. You can't wear, action figures. You can't wear baseball cards.
You can. They just weren't designed for it.
Okay, well, I mean, not like taping a code
I
to
just
the
had a
bottom
really
of my
bad
foot.
image in my head. Pretend I never said that, okay?
That's too late.
Oh.
But I've never really experienced anything like this because I'm not a big collectible when it comes to clothes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Now, my dad is, and well, he doesn't like collect it like sneakerheads. He just has a lot of clothes and a lot of shoes and stuff like that. But it was at my old house. He had probably more total like square feet in our house dedicated to his clothing than I did it for my bedroom. That's how much of a collection he had. It's not even collection like what we're talking about. But I'm saying like I definitely can see why people would want to in some regards.
I mean,
But
you're just putting money. If you think about it, if you do it right, you're just putting money in a actual object, and hopefully it gains interest, just like the stocks.
Yeah, I mean, it's items you can turn items to, or if you just want to collect. I mean, I have a huge collection of crap in this room that I have bought, placed on a shelf, and that's
Yeah,
where
but
it
that
lives.
has a theme where it's about something that is actually trying to be interesting. The shoe is the shoe.
Well, it just
Not
depends on
necessarily.
people can be people, whatever floats your boat is what I
mean,
always say.
I'm
Mhm.
not saying the shoes aren't completely interesting. I understand the technology that goes into actual shoe making. I've seen, well,
Well,
like
put it.
minimum how it's made, maximum there was actual culture stuff that I learned, but like
Yeah.
to the high
Well, here's
extreme
the
that some
thing.
people even know. Like, I'm not the kind of person that knows clothes brand that well.
Well, and here's the thing: is that
Least of
fashion
all for
is art.
shoes.
At the end of the day, fashion is art, and art is always subjective. So
Yeah.
that's what you're going to run into. So I mean, you won't understand it. There's some art pieces or fashion you look at and go, "What the hell is that?" But somebody else will love it. That's just art is subjective, and
another
fashion
good
is art.
another good way of looking at it is, do you guys like any high like Gucci, Prada, any high name clothing? Do any of you guys have any of those?
No.
No.
Do you believe me if I told you I bought the same pair of shoes for like 10 years?
I
could,
would.
like after it
I
went
would
bad, I just
definitely
got another
believe that.
pair. I just got another pair.
I would definitely believe that about you, Abe.
I just wear Skechers.
For me,
Doesn't
mean,
bother me.
my shoes are annoying because I have a weird size feet, like size 16. Just buying a
Jesus.
pair of shoes is just a normal pair of shoes is over $100.
Well,
Some freaking material in it.
I don't have size 16, but I do have size 12. But I also have flat feet and wide feet. So
Yeah, wide feet
I'm
are annoying.
I'm very
14
limited on
wide.
I have wide feet.
I'm very limited on what I can get. So I'm not really picky. I just hate shoe shopping, so that's why I never particularly go out and look for like certain shoes and all that.
I never go
I mean,
looking.
I do have some
have
designer clothing.
I do
But-
have some nicer shoes and stuff like that,
But
but they're mainly my dress up called my dress up shoes when I like wearing my suit or something. I paid a couple $100 to $300 for them, but I don't wear them all the time either.
Well, Blake, do you have those shoes specifically because they are designer? I mean, do you have those clothes because they're designer or because they look nice?
I like them.
What did you buy them because of the style? Again, the status.
Style, probably more.
Okay, then that's fine. But people, collectibles and stuff like that, like the Supreme, like Supreme is the status people, and those are the type of people that are extreme collectibles. But I think there's nothing wrong buying something off those like lines because you like whatever is like displayed on the shirt, sweater, pant, whatever. That's fine. But those people that specifically will buy stuff just because it has a logo attached to it, and that's something I can't understand.
See, that's what I meant. Like in high school, like popular kids would wear like Jordans or things like that. And to me, it was just like they did that for one of the trend, and then second, it was just kind of, what's the word? Flout
So
their.
have you ever Have you ever put Jordans on your feet?
Nope.
I was gonna
Okay,
say, I think Jordan.
I have a pair of Jordans because I had a roommate in the Navy that was all into shoes, and he convinced me to get a pair of Jordans. And the hype is they're actually really comfortable. I don't wear them that often anymore.
Well, they are
but
pretty
they're actually
expensive.
pretty comfortable.
So
Yeah.
What I was
They'd be
going,
good.
what I was gonna say on that is actually I think Jordan's all is a brand that actually is like it has the hype to it, but also lives up to it because they're actually good quality product.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
as I
like
think
wearing.
most,
It's like buying a good pair of boots. It's not cheap.
like yeah, good Timberland boots. Like those are all good quality boots, but then they also have the cultural behind it. But I don't think any of it is really bad per se. But
I actually wear Timberlands at work, so
do you like them, or do you just get them because they're little?
they're comfortable.
Yeah, so that's what my dad says too. So I think those like some like majority of the time most quality ones sometimes have a purpose, but those some that don't, that are just purely bought because of their status.
That's
So
the other thing with that sort of stuff as well. Like, yes, they are expensive, but they are made to a really high standard of quality. So you know that if you do buy something like that, that it is probably going to last a lot longer than
Was it Gucci that is like
some stuff.
they made chest for like storage and luggage for back in like the 1800s, like that's where they got their start, and they're like super, that's where they got their name, is their quality, and like it means like they stand by their stuff is what I always understood. So it's not always just about a name. I'm not saying that all name brands are that. Some of you do just pay for a name, but
right, well it's just certain brands some distinguish themselves on that.
there is certain truth to the you get what you pay for at a certain extent.
Does anyone have a brand that they like that they don't think has enough recognition? Like any sleeple like recommendations you guys can give?
we're still talking about. Okay.
What word did you just say?
I heard
Saks. It's a
Saks.
store.
Like Saks Fifth Avenue?
No, like Saks underwear.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
You never heard of them?
I know
No.
the store. I don't know they had the actual like brand that.
They're basically pockets for your balls.
Oh. See how much are they?
How much? Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. I'm like, how much are we talking here? Because
I think they were like 20 to 35.
A pair?
Yes.
I don't know about that one.
Jeez.
MeUndies.
3-pack, 85.
I was going to say we could go the whole good route and like me undies.
For a 3-pack, $85.
3-pack?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's popping. Oh, wait, here we go.
I won't lie. I am actually wearing one right now.
I didn't want to know that.
Please show Ray.
That's not even like that bad of a thing to update. I mean, I could also just assume that based on how well you're talking about them. Also, you okay?
Sorry, I swallowed some spit. I think I might have thrown up a little bit and then swallowed it.
I've also been a person who always like just buys not cheap-ish, but like very like economic whale, right? I've never liked anything that's too extreme.
Okay. Well, never mind. I was going to segue into the next one with this for what you're saying.
No, go ahead.
Well, it's more about the favorite food. Do you...
Are you eating underwear?
No. Do you prefer, like, let's say this box macaroni and cheese, do you prefer name brand Kraft and Velveeta? Or do you like the knockoff ones?
Depends on how much money I have in my bank account.
I don't like. Okay,
Here's a hot take.
Ooh, I probably would have to say when it comes to mac and cheese, because mac and cheese is something in particular. I don't like the Kraft mac and cheese. I don't like box ones, but then I also don't like Velveeta. I would Most of the time when I get mac and cheese, it would either have to be like homemade stuff, like where they put it like in the the oven and have like breadcrumbs on top,
Hmm.
or be stuff at restaurants. But I just cannot. I just don't like Kraft mac and cheese. That's just personally for me.
Because if we were in Canada, it'd be called craft dinner. They call it craft dinner, I think.
Craft dinner.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
I
vaguely
personally know
remember
hold of
that.
that.
Yeah. You can actually see it in the store. It actually says craft dinner on the box where it say craft mac and cheese for us. Yeah. I don't know why. I think Canadians have a special love for cheese.
But say, does anyone else have
Well, when you look at that, like you got
Cool.
poutine, which is
Yep.
basically just cheese on
Cheese
fries.
curds with gravy. They like cheese and gravy on their cheese. Which we can't talk. America. Our favorite foods are fried, and fried.
Damn right.
All right. Well, I've had bad reaction to fried stuff recently, and I've been keep trying to get off of it anyway. But this is like a full little thing to tell my dad that I cannot eat anything fried because I can't. It's garbage. Feels so bad when I eat anything fried anymore. I don't know if anyone else experiences this or not.
I'm on week 3 of the clean eats diet. Well, not really diet, meals.
What is it?
It's a company called Clean Eats, like a restaurant. You can actually get food there, but they do a meal plan.
Do you eat bleach so you can get the COVID out?
Oh,
I've never heard of
here
them.
so you can see it. There actually was one. They're all around. They're just not very widespread yet.
What's it called?
I'm putting in. There's one in Houston, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna look.
I just get my weekly meal plan from HelloFresh. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but it's pretty nice. I think it's pretty okay. It's affordable because we have a discount. Because my dad works though. Um, but it's pretty good. Like it's healthy food and it's really nice making my food for once. Oh, granted, this week I even opted out to cooking a day because I just didn't want to cook and I'm lazy. But it's been really nice eating healthy and getting rid of all the junk. Well, trying as much as I can, put it that way.
Oh no, there is not one in Texas. Sorry, Grams.
I'm looking at something different then.
Well, there's Clean Eats Kitchen.
I'm looking at
And then
Clean
there's
Eats with a Z. at
I
the
put
end.
it in Discord. Yeah, eats with a Z. Yep. .com. .com.
That is it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's one in Houston. Shows one. Oh, it says coming soon. Okay. Never mind. There's not one yet.
So basically, with these meals, it's basically 90 seconds in the microwave. You don't have to actually cook it, so it makes it really easy for work.
Oh, okay. I see. I gotcha.
Is it uber expensive or is it kind of decent?
It equals out to about 653 meals. What I normally do, which is about 15 meals. So I spend about 114 basically.
A month
120 a week.
or a week? Okay. But I mean, that's about. If you were to eat out, that's probably about what it would be, depending on where you eat.
Let me take a screenshot of this, and then that way you can see like next week's meals.
How's the food? Is it like actually good tasting or?
Most of it is. I mean, they use like turkey bacon, like turkey sausage,
It's not bad.
with like whole wheat pasta.
That's not good. I
Well-
just I have a thing that I don't like whole wheat pasta. I've tried it so many times, it just tastes horrible.
Well, what's your favorite food too?
Pasta. I love
general?
almost every type of noodle. I can't stand whole wheat.
Any particular one in like any cut in particular, or like
Farfalle?
linguine, or what was that?
Farfalle,
I've never
commonly
seen
known as bow tie.
It's in Discord.
Oh, okay.
God bless you. Have you done the thing?
Do you
Yes.
do you do a red sauce with that, or
No. Sometimes.
okay? I typically am an Alfredo man, so
Well, Alfredo's great, but for Alfredo, I make everything from scratch. The noodles also. So I don't have Alfredo that often.
okay, I gotcha. Well, I absolutely do not. So
I like that the Alfredo is not only the name of a pasta; it's actually a man's name too. So
How do you
this
not
is an
know?
interesting conversation.
Well, Alfredo's the sauce.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
sauce. It's not
Well,
pasta.
well, not the pasta, but the sauce. But yeah, it's the white sauce. But that's what's killing me is like that's actually a man's name. Just
Yep.
talking about having him.
Ray, what's your favorite food?
Having that white sauce.
I'm not very favorite foodie kind of thing. Don't-
Okay, maybe
I like all foods mainly.
what's
in
your
my
favorite?
mouth.
Okay, maybe if you can't think of a particular food, what is your favorite cuisine? Like, is it like American pub food? Is it like Chinese?
No, it's Asian.
food? Asian? Any particular?
Japanese particularly, but I like pho and banh mi's.
Okay, I just actually had Jap.
Korean barbecue's good. I'll try anything once. I mean, if they came up and said this is dog, I'd be like, I'll try it once.
I couldn't.
I couldn't.
And then you never hear.
I have a
about Ray's
dog, and I
again.
could,
Well,
but
if
I
you've
wouldn't
eaten
eat. I mean, it's a
Chinese-
different. I'm talking about like if I'm there. I mean, it's not going to be in the U.S. more than likely, but you
Maybe
know,
if
what I
I
mean,
was
if I'm
there, I would try it.
yeah.
But I
Nah,
wouldn't
if
try
I
it
was
out
there,
back.
I couldn't. I can't. I just could
I
not.
bet you everybody here has eaten an animal they don't realize they've eaten.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, when you get down to
I
like
mean-
processed foods and stuff like that, or it's like randomly there's a horse or something in there.
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah.
there a big thing in
Yes.
a European country where that
it's-
happened?
No,
No.
it's England. Iceland foods. Some of their ground beef was not beef; it was horse.
Oh, Aldi's. Yeah, I remember that.
No, it wasn't
Aldi's
Aldi's.
was
It was
a bit-
Iceland.
Yeah, but Aldi's was buying from Ireland, I think it was, and some of their products had horse meat, and they didn't know.
Let's put it this way. I feel like I could eat horse more than I could eat dog. I just couldn't eat dog because dog is like
I mean, we had the discussion
In
about
home.
animals I've eaten. I mean, I think I've probably have eaten deer, turtle, alligator. I mean, if
Yeah, but-
if it at this point, I would try insects at least once just to see.
But yeah, okay, but those aren't pets. That's what I'm getting at. Those aren't like common household pets. So I think
Yeah,
that's
but
different.
you got to remember in those societies where proteins are so important, I don't know how much they consider those dogs they use for that as pets. You know.
Well, yeah, I'm saying for me though, someone who
Yeah.
has one, I couldn't.
No.
Doesn't
I
mean
say
I
I
think
could.
they
I
would
don't know that
great for
I
them.
say
or
I
not.
could, but I don't know in the moment that I could, but I think I could. At least try like a little bit and then maybe feel sick immediately, but then I could say, okay, I did it. There's no.
Could
know.
you do it if they showed you a picture of the dog?
Probably not. I don't know. Well, I could do it if they showed me a picture of the chicken I was eating.
Yeah, I could do that too. Again, because it's not a pet for me.
I don't know
so.
about the cow
Okay.
though. The cow would be an interesting. That's like a middle of the
What
ground
about a
one.
pig?
Pigs are assholes.
I feel
You've
like I
been
could-
around an actual pig?
Only reason I say that is at the other place I live, there's people that own pigs, like for pets.
Mhm.
And we spent probably about maybe 3 hours trying to catch this pig that we thought was someone's pet, just to find out it was destined to be a butcher because it was a butcher's pet.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Right.
you, I didn't want to help that pig anymore. I wish I never helped it.
My dad, they always raised 2 pigs. They'd buy them on January 1st. You know what they named those 2 pigs?
1 cup.
Nope,
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That's it. I mean, if you go in knowing, then it's a little different, I think. If
Yeah.
you go in, okay, this is going to be food. If I'm going to eat meat, I need to understand where it comes from.
But then those are also animals that we've commonly raised for like meat.
Yeah.
Whereas dogs are not
So,
an animal.
Here's the
that-
question: why do they eat dogs? Isn't there more? And this is not that I hate cats or anything, but there are a lot of stray cats. I mean, as far as like animals
I
that go
think-
missing that people wouldn't notice, I think cats would be it.
No, not from where I am. Every single day, there's someone saying, "I lost 3 dogs."
So,
So no,
something
dogs
else.
are a lot
So,
more common.
Well, I can tell you that wild cats in the U.S. as a whole are more of a problem. Feral and wild cats.
And that's mostly because most people don't want cats, or they get cats and they get them to be like a ratter, and for a cat to be a ratter, they can't be fixed.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is,
That's not
an
necessarily true.
unfixed
My parents
cat-
have a good ratter that's he's fixed.
Okay, was he fixed as soon as he was born?
No, because he's a stray that was found.
That's what the difference. As long as they had some part of them that they weren't fixed like as soon as they could.
Yeah, I think it's because he had to
Then
live
it's
on his own, so he learned how to hunt.
But if it's like, if you get like from a humane society, if they have kittens at a humane society, they're instantly fixed,
Yeah.
and that removes the wild instinct from them.
I found out what they're doing with stray cats here is, and I'm sorry, this is like a really off-topic side thing.
Mhm.
When they're not even taking them into the shelter, they're like catching feral cats. They fix the males because they're the easiest to fix, and then they clip one of their ears.
That way you know.
That way, when they go out to catch again, they know who's been fixed.
Yeah.
Because there's so many feral cats and wild cats that they can't even take them in anymore. It's just like there's a
Yeah,
point where they're like,
I worked
yeah.
at a humane society in the upper part of Michigan, and one time we only had this wasn't bad, 10 dogs. We had 80 cats.
Yeah.
To
That's
put
a
that in
shame.
perspective,
I mean, I'm not saying
they're-
eat cats.
yeah, I'm
But-
not. I know, but like what I was trying to say is though, the fact that their maximum they should allow for the cats was actually only, I think, 50. We were having cats in dog kennels because we had so many cats there.
Right?
I mean, if we're gonna eat any animal, we should eat guinea pigs. Let's be honest. If we're gonna
Yeah.
eat domesticated animals,
well, you got to
They're-
remember,
they're-
there's a difference in how much meat is on the different animals.
this is
Okay.
true.
All right.
Well, this is going down a real dark. Are we gonna start talking about eating
All right.
humans here
Lone-
next?
Lone,
Sure.
what's your favorite food? That's not
Human or dog or pet?
not
um,
the dish. It's not get. Yeah, let's not go down the Ray's route of
It's a cat.
unique cuisine.
mine got to be good old meatloaf.
Okay. Do you
It's not
like
used
just
meatloaf.
do you just like original ketchup on the top or
Ooh, hell no! You gotta do barbecue sauce.
oh, interesting.
Yeah, I hate
I
ketchup.
was gonna recommend those are really good glaze that I've done. It's soy, ketchup, lime, and Korean chili flakes. It's really good.
Now I have made a turkey meatloaf before. With
How was that? I've
well-
used turkey meat periodically.
Well, you do it in like a bread pan because there's not that much grease. I made it with feta and sun-dried tomatoes. The recipe I found, it was excellent. I mean, it wasn't dry. I mean, you buy fresh sun-dried tomatoes, so they're a little oily, so that adds a little bit.
Sounds pretty good, actually. If you want to send the link after all, you could find it. I'd actually like to try that out once.
Ooh, that's stuff to make pad thai.
Grim, what's your favorite food?
I would say barbecue, brisket.
For Texas boy.
Ooh.
Of course,
Yeah,
he'd say
that's
damn
it.
brisket. That's
Well-
that's the most Texas answer I think you've given in a long time.
It's the best food of everything.
I was born in North Carolina. Do you know what we eat for barbecue? We eat the swine, pig,
What?
Oh,
We eat
pork.
pig.
Yeah, yeah.
pork. Yeah, in Texas it's cow. Why? I don't know why there's a difference, but yeah, like
I'm good.
ribs, like a good ribs.
Yeah, I'm good in both actually. I love both pulled pork and like beef. But
Oh my god, I made a
Different-
prime rib.
good.
That was beef. That was really good.
Abe, do you have a particular dish you like? Your favorite dish?
Ever since I changed my diet like 3 or 4 years ago, I've never really felt like I can answer the question, what's my favorite food? Because I like to eat variety.
Okay, well we can go down the route of what's your favorite like cuisine. Like what like is it anything in particular?
I don't really try many foods. I eat the same stuff, but
Well what are you eating now?
mostly salads, mostly rice and beans, sometimes fish and chicken, sometimes
Okay, let's
a
go.
lot of fruit.
What is your ideal fish? How will we go that one? What is your
I don't have one. I can't eat shellfish that much or seafood that much. So
You said fish and chicken like you eat them together. I'd just like to point that out.
well, no, those are like the only two meats in
Okay.
general that I prefer eating overall.
Yeah.
Like I do sometimes eat, like for example, steak and then, or like something for a hamburger, but like
Yeah.
I don't really prefer that over the first two.
So Abe's just a very healthy man. That is his
Yep.
favorite meal. Is
I just imagine him eating like a salad with like a whole chicken on top now.
And yelling at it.
like a rotisserie chicken. Just like
Just-
just sitting on top of the salad.
yeah. This is what I'm eating: some lettuce and a chicken.
Happened when I like turned 21. I just felt like it was little. I can remember the occasion because it was little. Like I used to eat avocados, and then I stopped for like 8 years or something, and then I ate avocados again, and then I just started eating anything.
Wait, you never
So-
had chicken on a salad?
No, I had. I'm talking about avocado.
Oh no, I was saying like Ray, he like
Yeah,
real
but not like
surprised
a
about
whole
it.
chicken. No,
Oh,
I was
you're talking
picturing
about like a chicken breast,
like a-
or like a
like a
Yeah.
whole rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
that's what
took
he's
one.
talking about.
That's the joke we says when
I'm painting a picture of Abe that Abe's not liking of him, or like a whole, you you eat whole fish. It's just like a salad with a whole fish, like a freaking tuna on it,
head
like a
and tail.
90-pound
I do
tuna.
like
A big bluefin on it, yeah.
I do like rice with beans. My parents make some really
Ooh,
good rice
there
with
we go.
beans.
Good
I
rice.
like
and,
rice and beans
Like what type of beans, or was it like a refried?
or black
Yeah.
bean.
Don't
Yes,
remember the because like sometimes they use different kinds. Sometimes it's all rice, sometimes it's all bean, and sometimes they just like to mix it. So I don't remember.
Okay, but rice and beans, I'll take that. It's a good answer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the chat on the thing, and that sentence that string of sentences just made me laugh.
Blake,
Blake, do you
What
like to eat
do-
kangaroos? I know the joke was
I'm-
coming, so I just beat everybody to it.
I'm one of those people that doesn't really have that much of a picky eating thing, but if I had to have something for the rest of my life,
it's not picky eating. It's what's your favorite dish.
I think he's saying he's like me, and whatever food is in his mouth currently is probably his favorite right then and there. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
However,
they-
I don't eat fish.
At all?
I was just going to ask you,
No,
are you a
I-
seafood?
Really?
You
Any
seafood,
I
you
fish?
just-
eat it?
do
Or what
not
about
like-
like no seafood at all?
I'll eat tuna,
But no shrimp, no crab.
no cooked fish, like actual fish.
Oh, interesting.
Shellfish, things like that, fine.
Okay.
Give me a plate of sushi, I will absolutely devour that.
I love sushi.
But if it's cooked, I don't even want to go anywhere near it.
What about salmon spread on bagel?
I don't even like that. I think we ate salmon enough as kids from the can that I just hate salmon. I hate the taste
like-
of
first
salmon.
off, do you guys
Canned
have
salmon,
bagels over
things
there?
like that. We do have bagels, but they're not as prevalent as over there. Like, it's not something that you always eat on a regular basis.
All right.
We don't eat. We don't walk around eating bagels all the time, right? You know that, right?
I'm aware of this. However, it's one of
Time
those
for my
things
breakfast
that are
bagel.
Don't
If they
don't let
eat
them lie to
really-
you. They do.
I eat pizza bagels every day. What do you mean?
I make my
Alright.
hamburger with bagels.
So I'm gonna go with the top three because I can go the route of I like everything, but I'll at least will give you three dishes that I really enjoy. First, tacos. really love tacos. Steak tacos, chicken tacos. I've had pulled pork tacos. Great. I love them. Just a very simple, easy dish.
What
Beautiful.
about turkey?
Never had turkey tacos. Well, maybe okay, maybe ground turkey. Yeah, I've had ground turkey, but I've not had like any other turkey that's not grounded up in a taco. Number two, orange chicken slash General Tso's, because depending on which restaurant you go to, they change the names. But a orange sauce chicken is just the best for me when I go to
Okay.
any Chinese place.
I can't remember. You can't do spicy, right?
No, I can do spicy. I just don't. Like really go spicy, but I can
You
eat
get
spicy.
no when you get General Tso's or so's, however you want to say it.
I just get
Um,
regular. I don't go.
regular.
The spicy route. Yeah.
Regular's got a little kick to it, doesn't it? Though
I want a little
Mm.
kick, but I don't go.
Mhm.
I don't eat the dish.
you don't want
for
to
the
blow
kick.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to eat it and enjoy it, but not have to pay the consequence.
I'll
an
tell you,
hour
I
long.
used to hate spicy foods, and I don't know if Lone and Blake, who are also old and decrepit, could answer this. As I get older, the more I like not super spicy food, but the more I like food with spice in it. Like I used to
love food.
hate spicy food.
I'm getting into
I've
that now, too.
always liked spicy
You're
food.
starting to make that turn too, where
I'm
you start getting
starting. I'm starting to enjoy more spicy things, but I have to
Yeah.
be careful I don't go too hot,
Yeah.
or then I'm gonna pay. But I'm now I'm more adventurous than anyone in my relative family, like mom, dad, and my grandma. They
Yeah.
all can't deal spices. I used to be on the level, but now it's like, yeah, I will try to add something. Like I asked for a hot sauce just to add it to stuff, which I haven't done yet because I haven't found a dish that I wanted to add it to. But
Chili's a good one to add a little bit of kick to. That's
I
pretty
can't
good.
remember. It was we had it in when I made some barbecued pork tacos. I had a
Yeah.
little bit in the coleslaw for it, and it was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's that sweet. It's that. And the more you cook and stuff, the spicy sweet thing.
Hmm.
You know, you get the more you can play against that salty sweet, spicy sweet. It does make a difference. Like, there's a reason you add salt to every sweet thing you make, and there's a reason you should be adding a little bit of sweet to every spicy thing you make, because there's a balance that works. I like to cook a lot, and that's one of the things I learned.
Right. Now, my third thing is something that I've been recently getting into, and I've had when I went to those you guys know who what's his name? Walking Dead, the Norman Reedus.
I was
He has a
supposed to
little he has a little cafe in a town next to us. It's only like a 10-15 minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
I went there because I've been looking for them for a while, but I have crab cakes. I love crab cakes.
Oh, I love crab cakes. Crab cakes are
And
good.
and that cafe has some great crab cakes and has like a little sauce with it. But
Mhm.
I've been trying to find them almost everywhere I go to. But since I've moved out of Florida, and I haven't really gone out, I'm getting less and less more seafood options. I'm pretty sure if I could go to like Red Lobster or something, I could find something equivalent. But I just don't want to.
It's pre-frozen.
But
Yeah.
but I also love crab like in a crab bucket from like Joe's or something. But I hate having to spend the time to crack the crab and getting
Yeah.
the meat from it because that's a pain. So that's why I like crab cakes because they'll has the meat in it. But even though my favorite overall cuisine is Italian, but those are my favorite three dishes. I'll at least give you that much.
You eat calamari?
No,
Hmm.
never had it. Doesn't mean I wouldn't, but I
It's
just
good. If you get, well, let me put it this way: if you get good calamari, it's good.
I must
Like there
admit,
is
I get
Good
calamari that's
calamari
like,
and it is cooked well.
Yeah,
yeah,
if you get bad one, it tastes like rubber.
yeah.
Well, put it
But
this
if
way,
it's
I've never-
cooked really good, like Italian restaurants, there's some like small Italian restaurants, and they'll do it really good.
Put it this way, I've never had sushi. I'm not huge on fish, but I do like the crab, lobster, um, what's in clams. I had to think
I'm
about
glad you
it.
caught yourself in that statement. Like, oh wait, I just said the word.
Yeah, I had to think about it to actually get the word out.
Yeah.
But I like those type of like fish,
You'd
crustacean.
like
Right.
calamari if it was done right. Then probably.
I
I'm
had
not a
to think
huge
about it,
fish
but
eater either, to be honest. I like seafood. I'll eat fish, but it's not my first go-to.
a friend in college was actually supposed to take me to a sushi place to try out sushi for the first time, but he never took me, so I never have gone. So I would be open to doing it, but I don't think I would like sushi because I don't like fish in general. Like I don't like fish, like fish and chips.
I don't know.
that kind of
Sushi's
stuff,
got
but
something with it that just makes it different. I can't explain it.
I typically don't like raw stuff, so
Let's put it this way.
Most
You know you
a
can
lot of
have
sushi you buy in
sushi-
the States isn't raw, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you know
know.
you can have sushi that doesn't have fish. You know that, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
but
like
again, I've
shrimp
never
and
No. Sushi is the rice.
right.
You can
I'm,
literally
it's
just
the
have
take-
that type of rice.
right. What I'm saying
And
too is
you can say you
I've never felt a need or want to get the sushi itself, whether it comes with seafood or anything on it. I've just never had the need to get the sushi in general.
Hmm.
That's my gist. Is I've never wanted to get it.
I also have
I
never
think
eaten sushi. I will never eat it also because I can't stand fish. Just smelling it makes me want to throw up.
well, like a California roll doesn't have fish and it's got crab.
It's the
That's still
same thing.
seafood.
Yeah, but it's not fish.
Right,
Yeah,
but I
but-
still I don't know about the other stuff with it. Like and I don't like wasabi. Wasabi's a little too much.
Oh,
I
wasabi.
had it
I don't like soy
great.
sauce. I'm not a huge fan of soy sauce, so I
Proper
usually don't use soy
wasabi?
sauce.
Proper wasabi is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Well, I
but
had-
how rare is actual real
I
wasabi?
had
Is super
wasabi-
rare.
I had wasabi.
Yeah.
in-
Yeah.
Like a friend gave me a little dab on it when he was eating his lunch.
Is it the bright green stuff?
Yeah.
That's not actually wasabi.
That's not
It's,
wasabi.
Right.
it's more horseradish, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I like horseradish though, but the
Yeah.
problem is it was too hot for me in general.
Yeah.
So I don't
The-
really want to go back to it, but I would try it. But I just
Yeah.
wouldn't order it
The
intentionally.
trick
unless it's
there
hot outside.
is the small. You put tiny little amounts on your sushi. It's
Yeah,
the, you know, and it works out. But yeah, it's a taste. I had to go through it when I was in the Navy for all them years and living on the coast. We to a place that was a sushi place. Actually, the head sushi chef was Chinese. His name was Sonny. At least that's what he let us call him. And we used to go there all the time. And at first, I wouldn't eat anything, and then slowly, I kind of started eating. And I was like, okay, this isn't terrible. And he kind of introduced me slowly by going, okay, here's this, and like California roll, and then here's this roll, you know. And that's how it, you know, it's how you got to kind of slowly introduce yourself into it. It's not going to happen instantly.
We had this Japanese sushi restaurant in Sydney that I went to before I moved up here. We went a couple of times. It was like it's really, really good spot. And anyway, one of the things that they had was sort of like a salmon nigiri roulette, where one of them was just absolutely loaded up with wasabi. It's like 6 nigiri pieces there. And one of them was just loaded up with wasabi, and it was basically like a roulette thing. Of,
Roulette. Mhm.
do you get the one that's loaded up with wasabi, or not?
I
Oh God, did you ever
I
get
think
it?
I caught that once. Yeah.
You know
God,
the,
did it clear out your sinuses?
Oh yeah.
what was the thing that Paz and Justin did one year where they had it was like little chocolates, but they had
Oh
Death Nut?
yes. No,
No, what-
he's
no,
talking
no.
about the little chocolate where it's kind of a roulette where it's like 5 or 6 of them are regular chocolates, and then the other ones have it's like 5. It's not as hot as the Death Nut.
Yeah, it's not definitely hot, but it is very hot. But I did that as April Fool's once to my friends in college. I was like, "Here, guys, you want some chocolates?" And I brought ice cream over to the where we're doing this just to be nice to them. But I caught someone asked, like, because I was doing it to 2 people in particular, but someone else wanted one, and I was like, "Okay, cool, you can have one too." And I was like, "Oh no, I hope they don't get it." And of course, the 2 people I targeted didn't get it the first time, and they did. And so I let them have it. And so after we got the joke, I tried one, and the other 2 tried it, and then we all got one.
Hmm.
But 2 days later, I forgot about it. Saw there was one left, and I saw it said only 5 or something, and I already knew all the 5 went out. I ate it. It itself was fine, but it had a little piece of one, like a little shard of the one that was bad on it, and I didn't see it. So I had a little residual heat from one, and I got myself one day. But
I
Karma.
remember we went out to eat one night with the techs, kind of like, you know, Christmas dinner with the in the back shop, and we went to, was it Stone? It's one of like the high-end restaurants.
Oh, yeah, Stonewood or something.
Yeah, it's like Bonefish, but not Bonefish. It's one of the other
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, they brought
Stone Earth.
they brought platters out for we're talking about 30 to 50 people. So we had 3 tables and all that. Well, one of the old guys saw that little green pea, put the whole entire thing in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most hilarious thing we've ever saw.
Take it he had not been exposed to sushi and that kind of stuff before.
Well, it wasn't sushi. It was I can't remember the dish. It was all fancy food and all that.
Yeah, but they used basically the main place you're exposed to that kind of stuff is generally a Japanese restaurant. So he's not been exposed to it before, basically.
Oh no, yeah, he didn't know anything about it until he put that in his mouth, and needless to say, they donated their water to him. He's here, literally, like almost choking. It was good times. Good times.
What also makes us choke a little bit was Blake's Towns 2 weeks ago. And he's back at it again with another edition of Blake's Aussie Towns.
Oh, here we go. I got to get the list up again now.
Gotta get my mind out of the gutter.
Oh, I had one for your. I thought of a shirt for your cat.
What? Who's cat?
Well, no, the cat food you were talking about. You could eat cat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was more
Okay,
like.
now I'm going to be associated with that. That was a joke. I wasn't serious. I'm not going to eat a cat, I swear. If the FBI is listening, or PETA, or whoever, I was joking.
PETA sucks.
Yeah, PETA kills more animals than anybody.
Yeah, PETA fucking blows one. And they can come after me. I couldn't kill.
Well, there's a comedian that has like a little slogan. He has it on the shirts: "Eat salmon, the other pink meat." So you can kind of think where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I mean, cat, pussy,
Yeah. Well, you just said it. You're supposed to, Lone, you're supposed to say.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Eat.
Yep, there you go.
Good, great.
All right, I'm going to start you off with a throwback to last week.
Mm-hmm.
A story?
Oh, hang on.
Story.
The week before.
I have to get into the right Discord.
Mindset?
Oh, the Discord. I'm
Right channel.
Yeah.
The right channel so you can see.
Yeah.
Like the right mindset.
Oh,
yes.
you put it.
Let me put myself in my
You put it in the
Australian
wrong
mindset.
channel.
Oodaroo.
Oh, I did put it in the wrong channel. Hang on.
Perth.
Way to go.
Let's go back to the Let's go back to the general.
Oh crap! I could have
My
stopped
favorite
right.
mindset, Poth.
Perth. Yeah.
There we go.
Alright. Alright, who wants to be humiliated first?
Ooh,
It's probably
me.
You try and
Go
I'll try.
ahead.
Kulangaluk. I don't know.
It's probably gonna be like Kulong, like loot, like with a U sound on the K, probably, or with the O. Okay.
So like Kulong
Luke.
Luke. Or Luke.
Luke.
But the O is not going to be an O. It's going to be like an A or some bullshit.
It's gonna be a W.
Well, that's actually W is actually going to be the theme for this week. I'm going to give you a whole lot of W's towns starting with W.
If I say this doesn't start or have a W in it at all.
I bet
But
you it
this
sounds
is-
like it.
This one is Kalongaluk.
Hey, holy shit! I had it close. What did I say?
So you said cool instead of cull.
That
yeah,
one's
but
not
The
really-
2 O's apparently are U, apparently.
How cool of you.
Yeah, that one's not really mine. Fucking like you did us last time.
Mhm. And this one you should be able to get.
No.
I'm not gonna try that one. Somebody else try that one.
Ooh. Well, 2 O's. Remember the 2 O rule.
Right. Let's go apply it.
So Kun.
Matata?
Ooh. Kunumu? Kunuma? Kunama. We'll go with
Koanamu.
Kunama.
Kuna Matata.
Kuna Matata. Means no worries for the rest of your days.
You were pretty close there, Ray.
But
This
Kuna
one's
Matata?
actually Kunamu.
So what is Kuna Matata?
All right,
Okay,
but
now
now we're
that's in
gonna
my head.
start you off. We're gonna start you off with the W's.
Pista, you said you were gonna do W's, and the first two words had no W's in them at all.
Can we get
I said the last. This is just a throwback to last time we did this.
Yeah, and your million O's. Yeah, I remember. Your never-ending O's.
That don't
Okay,
sound
so-
like O's.
Can we get a roughly how many characters can a W be?
How many?
How many sounds can a W make?
Yeah.
W's are still just a W, but you know.
Wooga wooga.
Wooga wooga.
I gotta assume
might
the
be the best
A's. I gotta assume the
can we
A's
get
don't
a-
sound like A's.
Can I get a sound clip of that? I want to be a taunt so bad.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Wooga.
guessing like is Wagga Wagga.
I feel like that's just too easy.
Yeah, it's too. It's like waggy waggy.
This is. I'm gonna say on. This is where you throw in the real sort of
Aga aga?
stereotypical Australian accent. It's
Wagga wagga.
it is wagga wagga.
Wugga wugga. Why does an A make that sound and a different sound in the same? Oh, mother. English is terrible. English is a terrible language, and Australian does not help it any.
No, Australian is just backwards.
What's
English
the,
isn't good either, but then Australians taking like, you know how bad English is? Watch this.
Look
what's
how many
the,
sounds we can make with two O's.
Okay. What's the
Yeah,
uh,
two O's is a U.
This next couple is going to absolutely blow your mind.
That's Woonguru. Woongura. Woongura? I'm gonna go with a U sound with two O's. It's probably not that anymore. It's probably two O's make a U sound unless they follow a W or something.
what's the instrument where they blow into a pipe? It's like a
Bagpipes?
long. It's a, no, it's a long
Didgeridoo.
didgeridoo. When you said the last city or town, that's what it's set in my mind when you pronounce it. That's like I hold that didgeridoo.
Making the,
but
the
making
noise
that
it makes.
It was really weird. Like
Yeah,
I'm not even like trying to make a joke though. That's
I
literally
can hear
what
it though,
I
yes.
hold.
It does have that, yeah. It has that same something about it, yeah.
I literally
could hear
thought
it.
someone was playing it outside of my window. Now,
I'm
that is,
I made my guess on it, and it's probably wrong because two O's are. It's probably gonna make an I sound at this point.
I'm guessing Wangurua.
Oh, Mongren's typing.
I'm gonna say.
Oh god, here we're gonna get a Norway one in here. We're gonna get one in a completely different language.
Oh,
So
stop.
this is Wungara.
See, it is. Well, no.
Yeah, you had it.
Close.
Yep, there we
There
go.
you go. He's got that weird O with the cross through it. There you go. It's Norway.
Oh
No,
no,
no.
it's the way.
Only issue is we won't know unless he hops in the call.
Or he
What
gives the link to like a Google pronounce.
So I've got you with Wungara. This one here.
Um,
Same,
gonna-
just an H.
Why did they just? Why did they put it?
It's Woon. We say it's Woongara, so this is Woongara because it ends with an H.
How the fuck they make another town? But like, yeah, it'll just copy this town, but then put an H
And
on
an
it.
H. Maybe they
Are
both
they-
wanted that name, and one of them claimed it. And they're like,
Like,
we'll just
are they
add an
ne-
H.
Are they next to each other?
No, one's in Queensland, one's in New South Wales.
Oh, fuck off.
Still
Australia.
confusing. Australia is
Okay.
like. How many regions are in
Like
Australia?
that's done on purpose. There's
7
no
states
way.
and territories.
There's legitimately no way they did not purposely like add an H to that city.
It might be an Aboriginal name, so
Do you know which one came first?
No
the
idea.
chicken or the egg.
I was gonna say the chicken.
Probably the Queensland one, because I know for a fact that the suburb,
Is that the first
the
one? Or
most
second?
recent, the second one, the second one is a more recent suburb
Okay.
from around the area that I was living before I moved to Queensland.
Okay,
Okay,
Google. How do you speak Norwegian?
Okay, Google. What is,
Very carefully.
what is Norwegian?
Where is Norway?
What is Norway?
Okay,
So-
we're going way different sides of the border now. Come on now.
The second one is Wangara.
You know
I've
what I
already
said?
said that.
Say the other one again.
yeah,
The first one
Ray said
first.
Wangara?
Yeah, because the H makes it Gara instead of Gara. Somehow. Is this Aboriginal?
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense. If you look at Native American names of places around here, you'll see similar kind of. Jesus Christ. I don't even want to do I don't know. I don't know.
I'm like, nope.
Okay, so when I see at the glance, all I can see is Waluigi.
Yeah.
Wow, Luigi.
Wah.
Bet people are just
Wow,
gonna.
Luigi.
I bet people just get lazy and just call it Wawa.
That's a Florida
Um,
gas station thing.
Where's
anyone-
Justin?
Whoa. Wawa's only popped up in the last few years in Florida.
Are they in Georgia?
I've not seen one around. No.
I've never seen a 7-Eleven or a Wawa anywhere in Georgia or.
It's a Mongwin.
we have a Mong one.
Oh, God, he's going to tell us how to speak Norwegian now.
Silence.
That's what you think.
Oh, I'm sneezing.
So Blake, why he's getting that? What was this one again?
This one is actually Wongi Wongi.
Oh, that's a fun
I
one.
hate it.
You know, like some of these, I feel like are just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But then I feel stupid if I say that and it's not.
I think that's the whole point.
So I Google translated what Mongwin said.
Thank you.
It means red rose. This is how it's pronounced.
No, we want
What
to
the
hear.
hell? I heard. Meh.
No, I want him to tell us.
Yeah, we want you to tell us.
I don't want fucking Google to say shit.
Google is life.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
Yes.
It's pronounced Röros.
I'm sorry, what?
I heard an E in there.
It's called Röros.
I can't even make that noise.
It does-
Roots?
that
Alright.
actually kind of
Roll.
sounds like red rose.
Sounds like Spanish for saying R to me.
I can't roll my tongue, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
neither can I.
R.
Yeah, I
Like
can't.
that.
Mongwin, what does that translate to? Is that
I don't know. It's Norwegian.
well, what is it? Okay, what is it referring to? What is it? Is it a name or is it a place?
alcohol.
It's a city.
It's a
Oh,
city.
okay.
Okay.
City.
It's an alcohol.
We know where Lone's mind is at.
In his head?
Oh my god, I want to say
Oh.
Wagunya. It feels wrong though.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh.
Ungaya.
Oh,
It's
Wagunya?
wagging you. It's wagging you. It's wagging you.
Wag ya.
It's wagging you.
Wagunya.
Trace actually had that one spot on. It's Wagunya.
I'm a genius.
Stable genius.
I can't help but laugh.
dare
No. He's literally has a horse up a tree. Okay. I'm gonna leave now.
I don't know how I
Keep
can
going,
do
Trace.
it.
I can't say oh, so this is
One
just
more.
Yeah, ours
Omar.
and Mari.
Wham, you ran. I'm just gonna start saying them exactly how they ran.
no. I
Rumorin?
just hope I hope
Romulan?
Manuel's-
Romulan? It's Romulan. It's like how you say Romulan if you had some weird problems saying parts of it. Wham, you ran.
Wait, Ray, you got it right first time.
what
Good at
was
this.
it?
Whammy ran.
It's literally like 3 words jammed together. I'm gonna move to Australia.
You guys
Fit
are
right in.
probably gonna love this one as well.
I hope we will. Oh my god, I can't even.
One Garata.
I'm
But
gonna say one
now
that
I've then switched to a completely different freaking language halfway through that.
I'm gonna say one that I know it's not. Wakanda.
Fingerata.
Well, it's not margarita.
Why are me and
Abe?
Abe both going with different?
I feel like Abe just went like Italian with that one.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
kind of what I did too. It's like it has an Italian flair. Is that an Italian town in Australia?
Is that Italian?
I just like the wang.
Wang. It probably is Wangar. Let's see.
Rangarata?
Australian. Rangarata. Yeah, it's a Rangarata.
I like the wing. Grim 2021.
And this one is on the recording. No, it is the Wang. It's Wangarata.
Wangarata. Yeah.
Wangarata.
I love
Garata.
the
Yep. Grim is right. He loves the Wang, and he's right about it.
Now, the actual pronunciation of this is different to the actual way that it's said. But
Every
like,
once in a while, a Norway town pops up in our list.
Suddenly Norway.
It's Wollongong. The G at the end is silent for some reason. I can't decipher. It's Wollongong.
Rologong.
Rolla? Where did that R come from?
No, Rolo.
Rolo. That's a candy.
I have trouble with R's. Sometimes they pop up to replace other letters. Especially when it's a
That's
W.
Yeah, I do have that. Yeah. I have that exact opposite problem I used to periodically.
I do it both ways.
Oh, well, aren't you fancy?
I want to say Wollongong, but it's awful.
Wollongong? Yeah. Who the hell knows?
Blake knows.
Yeah, Blake knows.
Yes. But
so this
who
is
the hell
actually
besides Blake?
Wollongong.
Oh, look at that.
Well,
Trace is right.
That's the way that it's been pronounced, but the technical, actual correct pronunciation in the Aboriginal language is actually Wollongong.
Wollongong. Wollongong. Really, it's hard for me to
Wollongong.
say.
You basically don't get the hard G in the middle. That's Wollongong.
Wollongong. Wollongong.
Great.
Lost us. It's a bad talk. I have to go to work tomorrow. I don't be like aluminium.
Aluminium.
Yeah, but you could take this fresh knowledge in with you.
Yeah, this will serve me in my life. Hey, I know 10 names of small towns in Australia. This will serve me well.
Woo
I
woo.
want to say way, but I just. But I feel like a W could be silent in this too. It would be oi.
Be good.
But
Woo woo.
that's I think that's Wolf's though.
Yeah, I think oi oi might be terrible.
Oi.
Woi? Woi woi? Woi woi? I don't know why I say it like that.
Bye bye.
Yeah, you got it.
Woi woi?
It's Woi Woi.
Okay.
I have to say things fast because, like, I feel like that's how most Australians.
Also,
Okay.
for Mongwin, I feel like I know it's not Algold because I know those different. I just don't know how I don't know how those letters are pronounced, so I just can't even get anything close.
I think I got one.
The A with the circle on top is called Ol.
Oh,
Ogord?
Or pronounced that way. But the correct pronunciation of that city is Allgord.
okay. Algold. Okay.
Oh, God.
I know I'm saying it
And
wrong.
Grim, before you ask, it's directly translated to eel farm or
Did you
something
say-
like that.
Did you say Al Gore?
That's what I thought.
No, sorry, no, it's Allgord.
Oh, we know how to say
I
no.
was just making a joke.
I think this is the last of our W's. In my list, at least.
Ron, oh, Jesus Christ, I don't even know. I'm trying to start and then I couldn't.
Wanaboo.
There's an L at the end. Grim
could
just
be
cut shit off.
silent.
He's like, that's it. It just ends right there.
It can be silent. We don't know what this Australian English little rules.
Warnable.
Warner Bros.
Warner
It's
Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Warnable. That's basically Warnable.
Ridable.
Fool.
We go with none of us are close on this one, but
There's 2 R's, so it's rah.
Say that right in the middle of that word, then, just like you just did it.
I wouldn't eat it so much.
Sorry, I was choking a little bit.
Oh, I cried a little bit.
So you were pretty close with it. This is actually Warnable.
Was he?
Warnable. That's what I said.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking about grins with his raw in the middle of it. No, I don't think so.
That's what I was gonna say.
Damn, that would have been amazing if it did.
Well, say it then.
No.
2 R's means raw, so it'd been
Two.
raw.
Ridable. Ridable.
Alright, we'll finish you off with a nice easy one.
Oh, please. Thank you.
Jesus. Mount Cusco?
Oh.
Kosciuszko. There's another S, so yeah, it's kind of the same. But
I'm so glad that
Wait, Costco.
Cusco.
It's Mount Costco. Mount Kosciuszko. Kosciuszko? Why does this sound like a different
What?
language?
what does SCIUS in the middle sound like another word in there?
Crosco? Crosios?
Kosciuszko?
Just keep on getting worse and worse.
Yeah, it's like I'm losing all connection to how to speak and how to read and everything.
You know, this Australians may speak English. They don't speak English.
So this is Mount Kosciuszko.
Kosciuszko.
Okay.
What? Okay.
Okay, I mean, I can see it.
Mongwin's going back to work. Bye,
Yeah.
Mongwin.
No special edition Norway.
Random Al Gore, Norway.
Out going away. And whenever he can come off work can come on, definitely have a Norwegian version because I feel like Australian English is like, you know, it's kind of close, but Norwegian has a lot of
They have special characters and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have
Different
It's
noises.
a lot different. So I
Actually,
feel like that would make it much worse.
I
But
actually do like special characters because here's the thing: my mom is still learning English, and the thing is, the fact that when I try to explain to her the different sounds for U and O and double O and how they almost
Yeah.
all sound the same, it makes it easier to probably separate those words if there was at least an italic on top of it or something like that.
Yeah, the English language is stupid.
Like imagine the English language now, but you add an italic when there's sounds that are almost the same.
Well, you know
It would
why the
actually be a
English
little
language is. You know why it's so stupid, don't you? It's a
Yeah,
bastardized version of like Spanish, French, German, and every other language.
it's a melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
so, was that your last one, Blake? Was that the finish roll?
That's our last one for today. Like I do still have more. I'm trying to theme them a little bit, sort of in groups. So we'll come back to this one in a couple of weeks.
So I have a weird question for Blake
Yeah.
because the mountain made me think of this.
The mountain.
Because
The
like,
person
when most
or-
people picture Australia, I'm gonna assume they picture like the outback and completely flat, right?
Mhm.
Or relatively flat.
Just like the oath.
But I know it has mountains. But does New Zealand still have higher mountains?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was just curious if that was the case.
I just have a little. Also, I have a little special
You're
edition.
tagging onto the end of this.
Yeah, it's my reverse version. So I have some phrases I want to run by Blake. There was an Australian character that was added to Apex, and some of these aren't that bad. Actually, I went through and those actually he only has a few that are a little different. I just want to know of what they would mean if he knows what they mean, or if they're just something that's just random and it's just fused saying gibberish. First, those 5 here. Here comes the Biff. I've heard of Biff. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Biff is just a fight.
Okay, so he's just saying, wait, is for a fight?
Yeah.
So when he says
Biff is just a word for a fight.
okay, huh?
Like you get like, went down to the pub the other night and got into a bit of a biff.
Okay, okay. Number 2. Don't chuck a wobbly.
Oh yeah. Chucking a wobbly is like a tantrum.
Okay, okay, I gotcha. Okay.
I think he needs to use all of these in a sentence.
This is just common.
Was back home visiting the parents the other night and mum was chucking a wobbly.
I told you, him using his sentence will make it that much better.
All right. I've never heard of that one.
I never have either. I heard Biff before, but not that one.
Okay. Always thought you were a few coldies short of a slab.
Ah.
This sounds like a
Yeah.
drug deal.
Did you just... Was that an Australian accent?
So.
Oh.
There's plenty of
But yeah, particularly the short of a slab.
a slab is sort of like a. Like okay, here's a question. What do you guys call a box of beer?
A case.
Case, yeah.
Case?
Carton?
Yeah. So a slab is basically like a.
Oh, so it's like saying a few cold. So you're a few like
Few eggs short of a dozen.
yeah,
Yeah.
egg short of a dozen. Yeah. I was thinking of that. Another one's like I can't think of one, but those one is like
Like there's plenty of those colloquialisms here in Australia, like a few coldies short of a slab, a few snakes short of a barbie,
Wait. Roll back
couple
on
of
that
roos
one.
loose in the top paddock.
Few what? Short of a Barbie?
Snags.
I heard snakes.
I heard snakes
What's a
first, and I heard snag.
What's a snag?
Snag is a sausage.
That explains a lot.
Does it? I'm so confused.
okay. 4th one. Don't come to the raw prawn with me.
Then come the raw prawn.
Mm-hmm.
Prawn is a shrimp. I
Don't
know
come
that
to
one.
the raw.
Then come the raw prawn.
Well, I know what prawn is, but I don't.
Is basically stop. It's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain. So like. If you're telling someone don't come the raw prawn, it's like, yeah, this one's hard to explain. It's like,
Like, don't test me or something like that.
yeah, something similar to that.
Oh, okay. So like okay.
Like-
Okay, I can see it.
You're the wrong person, bro.
Okay.
So this is like not just slang. This is idiot. What the word I'm trying to say
Idioms.
is
Yeah,
idioms as well. Thank God.
yeah.
We're
Yeah.
idiots. I know.
The last one I think
Idiots.
the last one follows that rule. I think a lot. I kind of get the gist of it, but I think this one's kind of funny though. Don't spit the dummy, mate. I'll grab you a coldie afro.
That's like,
don't-
yeah, spit the dummy. Spitting the dummy is basically like, again, getting upset.
Okay. Well, most of these, all these lines are basically quips. They're just like things you can say
What?
that you can unlock. So most of them would be like, yeah, don't get mad or don't pull.
So the thing about colloquialisms or idioms, the words I can't say, is that we've got similar ones that he's probably heard of now because we put them everywhere. But like, more scared than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rockers. You know, there's all kinds of stuff we say that's
I'm sorry,
kind of
what?
like that too. Yeah. You ever heard that? Sweatier
No.
than sweatier than a one-arm paper hanger.
Never.
I've heard of.
No.
I've heard of another sweatier one, which is bad. Like not even good enough. Like I wouldn't even say it in
yeah, there's
in
some
the
of
After
those,
Dark.
of course. Yeah.
Now I have to hear about it, Blake.
But like, you know, colder than a witch's tit. There's all kinds.
I-
Hotter than a whore in church. There's one for you.
Okay, I knew that. I knew of that one, but
What's the other one? Sweating more in a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. That's another one. That's a very southern thing, though.
I'd
you
say a
know.
lot of them will. Oh,
Southerners tend to do that kind of stuff.
that's honestly, that's not bad. Okay.
No,
It's
no,
not,
that's
it's
not
not
bad.
great. It's not great.
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
You shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I placed it there. And
You don't know.
I thought you were going somewhere else, but not that way.
I mean, that's what happens when the air conditioning goes out in the south.
How about more useless than tits on a boar hog? There you go. That's a very
tits
southern
on a-
one.
That's just
it's on a
something.
bull here. Tits on a bull.
Tits on a bull. Yeah, it's a similar kind of vein.
Dumber,
Yeah,
than,
it's
a,
just colloquialisms.
Well-
They come and go.
I think
dumber
I'm
than
gonna,
a box of rocks.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug on this one.
Grim is just
Mm.
now.
Well, I let
pretty-
y'all. I don't like interrupting. I try not to, best I can.
I think I don't know if does Australia have dumber than a box of rocks? Seems like a very common one. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Where all mine are very southern, and because where I am.
Well, speaking.
Like I mean, I could sort of. I'm going to change this up in a like we'll still do the towns, but then we'll tag on a couple of Australian colloquialisms that I would like to hear what you think they mean.
Ooh, good, great.
Does any have the word thong in it? Because I want some of those.
What?
Thong is what they call flip flops.
You
Yeah,
want
I
some
was gonna-
thongs?
Thongs.
Oh,
I was about to say,
Yeah.
for
Now I
people
get
who
the
don't
thong
know,
song stuck in my head.
Imagine the thong song, but it's about flip flops. It just changes the whole thing. Like imagine that video when it's all flip flops. It's all like people's feet and flip flops.
I don't even know.
The
What to
funniest part about that is it's like when that first came out, that song first came out. It's like I was still sort of in my teens, and I like, why is he singing about things you put on your feet?
I can see it.
Yeah.
Wow.
well, I'm gonna go ahead and transition us to another good topic. I was actually had a good segue after we said dumb up and then box of rocks. But another dumb tradition. Well, even that's not even a tradition. I guess another dumb thing we do in America
Exists.
is the groundhog. Yeah, that too. Good old Groundhog Day.
Punxsutawney
Of-
Phil.
Out of all our traditions, I think it's probably our least dumb. Let's be
I think,
honest.
and I think Grims has wants to pose this question. Go ahead, Grim.
I posted a lot this time.
Uh-huh.
Why do we base the length of winter or a season on whether or not an animal sees a shadow?
I could really get controversial with my answer,
And I
but I
probably
don't
could
know
too.
how much I could offend people without them. I mean, I could start poking holes in all kinds of things that people believe,
I can
but
tell
I don't
you.
want to get into it.
I can
Please poke my
spoil
hole.
something for you. I can spoil something, Grims, if you want me to.
Sure.
It's like
Nobody
a Santa
believes it.
level, a Santa level spoiler. The groundhog actually doesn't decree anything. It's
Yeah,
made up.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Either way, it's the same.
Phil doesn't say anything. They already have a decree written up in a scroll.
Oh, you mean
and,
like? Go ahead,
what-
Trace. I just had a thought process of what Grim was meaning, maybe.
they have it written up in a scroll, and so when they get him out of like the little stump or whatever, and they put him on top of it and see if he pokes around, they go, okay, well, we've heard his decree, and then they unfold the scroll and say whatever. It's just weather forecasts. They already know ahead of time. They just put on a show. It's just a big display.
It's a
Well,
thing
it's a-
for sure, yeah.
It's a tourist thing at this point. That's how they
You-
make money.
Yes, that's a small like what Puxtani can do, but it 100% is already pre-made before they even get him from the his little area. Even on top of that, he doesn't even live like out of the thing they pull him out of. I'm pretty sure they just like transport him though, put him in it, and then like 10 minutes later, will get him out.
Where's PETA? Where's PETA?
And I'm also just not
probably
saying
try to
this
kill it.
because the Groundhog Day movie, but
That's all I could think. The fucking
But
groundhog. That's all
that
I-
is the tradition that Puxatani does. So I'm pretty sure that's pretty accurate though.
I want to watch it. I haven't watched that movie in a long time, actually. It's a great movie. What I'm thinking is, I don't think he's thinking in modern day. I want to say Grim is like, how did this start? Why did somebody go, you know what, that groundhog knows what he's doing?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
part
how
of
did
it.
this start?
Like, what? Why is this a thing? Like,
I mean, you can use birds to predict some weather, and they
We
used to
use
think
the
cows.
sky, literally the
Well,
whole
no, like
sky.
birds can sense storms coming before we can. Animals do have a
Cows.
kind of sense
Uh,
about them, but I don't know if it.
I'm sure you've heard of this, Ray, of cows will sit down.
That's
would-
actually fake.
Really?
Yeah, they just, you know why they sit down?
Hmm.
because the fish
They're
aren't
tired.
biting.
No, they're tired. The reason they lay down or sit down is because they're tired. It doesn't actually affect the weather.
Okay, well that's
I
okay.
used to
that's-
think that too. Yeah, but birds actually do, because something to do with how, you know, how a lot of birds can sense magnetic north and all that.
Yes.
Something with that can help them sense storms and stuff like that too.
Well, yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
storms affect the
Electromagnetic
atmosphere.
pulse.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
So, yeah, and then certain like animals, you know, animals have higher senses than we do or certain things, so they can sense stuff coming more or less because they can see and, well, mainly hear and smell better than we can. So, but yeah, the thing about cows is they're just tired.
They just
Yeah.
they just want to sit down for a minute. I mean, what do you do when your legs are tired? Sit down.
I'm
Relax.
I'm reading an article right now, Ray.
About cows?
I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Uh-oh.
You okay? You want to play the internet article game? Because I bet I can find one that contradicts your article.
No, the one I looked up agrees with you. So I'm just looking up.
I
'cause
can't remember where I heard that.
That's why I was
I don't-
looking. I wanted to look up
Might have-
what started it.
Might have been on QI or something. It's probably some wise tale.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of wise tales out there.
No, I 100% believe you on that, and I even beforehand, I knew it was pretty sure bad. I just wanted to put it out though.
Well,
Well,
here's a flip on what Grim is asking: is why do we think when a black cat crosses your path, it's bad luck?
Superstition, just
Yeah.
it's 100% made up.
Traditions,
I feel
the
like
devil.
that comes from like
It's something could
the
have happened
witch
once.
trials and all that. I think.
Yeah, it was something that probably happened once in some ye old town, and it was just like
Did you
Walking
say
under
wood trials?
a witch trials.
Okay.
Trials.
the wood trials. The wood
What
of
was
Scotch
crazy is he said the wood trials, and I was thinking like knock on wood is another weird one that people do.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Walking
I
under
don't
a
know where that
ladder,
comes from.
opening umbrella,
Breaking a mirror.
inside.
All these things are all. Like I said, I could get really granular here and talk about people walking on water and stuff, and you know, but I'm not.
Well, like I said, Ray, being in the South, have you ever heard of that? If the cows are sitting down and the fish aren't biting.
No,
Okay. Must. Yeah.
Must be a
our
Texas
cows
thing.
are
It
not
must be in
generally near our
Texas.
fish.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
It's not like we ride a cow to the fishing hole. I mean, I live in the south, but it's not that far south.
yeah, I was always like told if the fish are biting, then they're standing up, and if they're not biting, then they're sitting down.
Apparently, my grandfather was all into bass tournaments. You know what he said? If the water's muddy, the fish aren't biting. And you know what? That's using your eyes and your brain.
Yeah, see,
He was right.
we never did that kind of fishing. We go on like the Gulf or the saltwater, like fishing.
Okay, that's even
But-
worse
Yeah,
in some
that makes
way.
no sense then.
At least in freshwater, it's kind of somewhat close to the damn cow. Fucking what?
What, you
What is
never-
a freaking
Y'all don't have cows on like closer to the Gulf?
ocean cows?
No.
Cowfish? What are you talking
They don't
about?
have to be on the water. They can be like next.
I'm
Just
sorry. I got middle image of a cow on skis.
We have
Like,
like
it's got to be a milk cow.
we have like fields that go right up to the water on the Gulf, and
We
there's
don't have,
there's
I don't,
cows that roam.
I don't think I've ever seen
You
that. I
know,
lived on the
cows
Gulf
that roam.
in Alabama and in Mississippi. I don't ever remember seeing pasture went up to the wild, but Texas is different.
And then not only do we have those on the actual like Gulf, like where it starts, and then we have the intercoastal canal that runs along most of Texas, right next to the Gulf. That's saltwater that cuts into fields and stuff.
Yeah, the closest I've ever seen is we used to go up and down the river here, and there's always pastures that butt up right up against the river, but
yeah,
we have just alligator food. And baby cows. They baby cow go missing. You had a field against the river. You know what happened to it?
Baby cow.
Yeah,
Don't you mean
calf.
calf?
Calf. You happy? Could
Yeah.
be a heifer, a young teenage cow. I think they can take them down.
Probably.
If they're small enough.
They probably could take down a full-size cow if they wanted to.
Yeah, some of them damn in Camden. We used to go bass fishing in a Miller's Ferry up there, and we saw an alligator. I would swear is bigger than our damn bass boat. And the guy I was with started trying to hit him with a lure, and I was like, if you catch him and you try to pull him in, I'm throwing your ass in the water and leaving.
Yeah, when you go kind of inland and going like the Trinity River and all them, where it gets fresh water, there's some huge ass. Like alligators or crocs.
Alligators,
Yeah.
crocodiles, or
Alligators are. Well,
crocodiles
okay,
are where Blake lives.
No, crocodiles can. It's okay.
Here we go. Google again.
You get both.
You can get both.
We get both here. Alligators, you can tell the difference because the snouts are a lot flatter
Where
and
Yes.
wider.
Yeah.
But
We don't usually get a lot of crocodiles here. Let's put it that way.
some
We don't usually get a lot of alligators here.
Yeah.
damn importers. Reminds me of the Simpson episode where they brought the koala. Or was that the Family Guy?
Are koalas called drop bears?
No. Drop bears are an entirely different thing.
Okay.
Are you talking about the one where
So,
Bart brought
another-
a frog?
Yes.
another little thing is alligators typically like freshwater, and crocodiles typically like saltwater, but they can also exist in freshwater.
Well,
But-
the one here to see crocodiles more than any of us, from what I'm reading here, is going to be Trace, because he lived in Florida, and that's the main place their range is. It's
You
the
mean alligators?
Caribbean through the northern end of the range is South Florida.
I've only seen alligators. Crocodiles don't aren't around in Florida. I mean,
Yeah.
because
It's
alligators.
probably way south.
Yes, because alligators only really show up inland because they'll lakes and ponds and stuff that they can.
Freshwater, yeah. This
Yeah,
is saying
it's-
they like brackish or saltwater areas for the crocodile.
There are a few alligators that just existed on my college campus. Like there was like a little pond in the freshman area, and they'll not at all common to see one of them in there because they would come in through the piping, like the not piping, but like big channels of water of how we get the water into the pond. In through there, and they'd have to play animal control and come and get them.
No, he's talking about like a big concrete. I know what you're trying to say. I know the word. I just can't say the word because it won't come to me.
Yeah, just a big concrete.
Weir?
No, not a weird. It's like a tunnel, but a big concrete one like you see in a ditch.
Yeah, drainage basically.
God, if you wouldn't
Runoff?
asked me, I could have probably told you.
Channel?
Yeah,
No.
it was all close enough.
It's all it's all somewhat right, but there's an actual word for it, and I can't
Just what I'm
think of
saying.
it.
In Florida, most it's not super
Covert?
common to see alligators. However,
Culvert. Is that it?
they all common enough that it's not like you're not like shocked to see one. You just be like, oh, okay, there's an alligator. Cool.
Pretty sure the University of Florida's mascot is a alligator.
Yes.
So, anybody here, you should be the alligator guy.
I know. So, that's what I'm saying. Is they're not as common as people say they are, but they're also not like super rare. Though
Most places I saw them, golf courses.
Well, that's because most golf courses usually have like little ponds and stuff. They want to sit in with the reeds. Yeah, but I mean, the Everglades is huge, and they mainly exist there. But then again, the Everglades does come up with the rivers and stuff to the middle of Florida, and that's where they also exist. So you just gotta
This is
detail
the biggest alligator ever pulled out of the Everglades.
There was one that wasn't in the Everglades, but there was one that was on a golf course that was like 18 feet.
Oh, yeah, I remember the video of
Jesus
that.
Christ, it's a monster.
If they have an ample enough space and they're young, they can grow. But if
Yeah,
they
like
like
a
if they have no
goldfish.
competition, yeah, they
But
just
if
have like
they-
unlimited food.
They're
Yeah.
like a goldfish. The bigger the
right, but also human interaction is also another thing too.
Yeah.
If humans can catch them in time, we can also not like we are purposely stunning them, but like if they're like next to humans and there's not enough like space for them. But it's
On that note, alligator's really tasty.
yeah, pretty good. It's
not bad.
I don't want to say the whole common thing of tasting like chicken, but they actually are very chickeny. Like
Yeah, I wouldn't say the texture can be kind of chickeny more
They're
than any other.
they're a little ruffled, like they're a little
Yeah.
rubbery, but
Mhm.
I'm saying taste wise, I like chicken personally.
Yeah, like a fishy chicken.
Like I had them as like little alligator bites, like popcorn
That's
alligator.
how I had them. I guess that must probably be the most common way.
I assume it's probably the way because of like how when they take the meat, is there might be like easy to cut up or like that.
Yeah.
Also because of how you have to like chew them a lot, so it's better to have them small little bite-sized pieces to help you chew.
It's a
They're pretty
large
good.
animal.
Alligators are cool. I love gators. Caimans are also sick. I've never.
Oh yeah, they're like little. Yeah, that's
Yeah, the
South
little-
America.
yeah.
Yeah, mostly tropical. Those more crocodilian, but they're just smaller. But they can still be pretty big. Like they can get like, those like I saw a channel and the guy had a like smaller one, like a smaller female, and she was still like 4 or 5 feet. So they're
Yeah.
still pretty big.
I remember a guy is in the Amazon who was fishing or something. He pulled up one of those giant catfish, and the catfish threw up, and it was like a 2-foot caiman inside the catfish. I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, I've seen those catfish. Those are actual monsters. Like huge
That's
catfish.
another animal. Won't they just? Most catfish will just grow as long as they have the room and the food.
Yeah, because they'll catfish are bottom feeders, so they'll very depend on how much they can
We
get.
and we eat them.
Some
Yes.
people.
By the
eat
way, speaking of fish, tilapia. You know the tilapia you buy in the store. If you like tilapia, you don't want to hear this.
Yeah, don't. That's about the only
Okay.
fish I kind of eat.
Well, you could eat catfish. Let's put it that way. It's similar vein.
I know where you're going with this, Ray.
Oh,
Yeah.
the mud vein, the poop vein.
Yeah. Well, they kind of live in the same family. They do the same job. Let's put it that way. In different spots.
Yum yum.
That's why you only eat
I mean,
certain
it doesn't
parts of
matter.
the catfish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not gonna eat like the stomach of a tilapia or a catfish. So
Well,
that's
that's
not
why-
really gonna.
That's why I have to devein shrimp. It's
Yeah,
just
because the
shrimp
poop shoot.
pronounced. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
not
that's
bad.
nasty.
You just hope the chef or whoever's prepping it. No,
It won't hurt you if you eat it, but it will have a flavor.
Oh yeah, it's not a whole. It's just a awful taste ruining the meal.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to, when I lived in Gulfport, we used to get those big red bags of shrimp. Dad would get them. He worked at the near the cannery, and he'd bring in all his kids. He'd be all right. Let's start veining and all that stuff.
Chicken? Yep.
Yeah, pulling the heads off, pulling the legs off.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I love watching food videos and stuff. But if
Mhm.
they're ever making a shrimp or lobster, well, lobster's not that bad depending on it. But yeah, the shrimp videos and stuff. Ugh, I can't watch them prep it. I have to cut until they
I
they
guess
already
it's just
do it. It's
because
so
I did that so young. Maybe it just anesthetized me to shrimp. I don't have that reaction with shrimp. No, lobster, I'm not a huge fan of watching them die. That seems.
Yeah, I can never do that. Like people always be like, "Oh yeah, fresh lobster." I'm like, if I'm making a lobster dish, I'm just gonna get like some already like dead like. meat. I'm just gonna get the meat. I'm not gonna deal with the whole thing.
Well,
I'm not,
you know how you're supposed to do that with lobster, right? You're supposed to kill them. You're supposed to get a thing and go through like their head and kill them before you boil them, right?
You take the knife to the back of their nose.
Well, this comedian was on a show I was watching. He's talking about his parents. They were like camping somewhere in a camper, and they decided they're gonna have lobster, and they didn't know how to do it, so they just threw them in the water and started boiling them.
Oh God.
And he was like, the way he was telling it was like he thought that the lobsters were looking at him and just yelling, "Why are you doing that? It's so bad!" And it's just like every time I think of that now, it's all I can ever think of is just like lobsters yelling from pot.
That's why I feel bad when I can never eat lobster from like Red Lobster, is because I know
Crawfish is pretty bad too.
They come out right out of the tank, and you just see them being hauled away.
Because you have to do something with
Where are they
crawfish to make them
going?
get rid of their stuff in their stomach. I don't know remember how to do that. Super salty water or something, it cleans them or something like that.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
likely.
super salty water. It makes them sort of vomit. Is probably the most relevant term.
I like crawfish.
Mhm.
I eat crawfish, but yeah.
Well, I've kind of gone back to food, so I think it's time out of talking from Puxatani Phil to how to make crawfish throw up.
Welcome to our podcast. This is how it works.
But I think we're about time for a weekly recap. Now, Rafe, do you guys want to go ahead? I know you said you wanted to talk about another show add-on.
I can. I do. Me and Blake kind of touched on WandaVision. I don't know if anybody else here is watching WandaVision at all besides me and Blake.
Yeah.
Lone.
Did you watch the most recent one?
You did this last week with them too.
Okay. Oh yeah, I do. Well, Blake mentioned it earlier. That's why I could remember
Blake
him.
left early last week. Remember?
Oh, he did.
And
Yeah,
since then, I've caught up.
So,
all right. So go ahead and catch up.
The best description I heard of this last episode was the first three were the build-up, and the fourth one has been the payoff.
Yeah.
So, do you recognize the girl?
Yes.
That's
as
all.
Soon as, like, at the very, very lead into that episode,
you
heard
her name and her mom's name.
No, you heard what happened, like when she was waking up.
Oh yeah, she was was returned from the snap. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she is Captain Marvel's her best friend's daughter.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, and then her mom started that agency, Sword.
Yeah.
Or was running that agency. I don't know if she started it, but yeah, it's kind of. And then they tied in. They had the girl from Thor, and the guy from Ant-Man. I mean, they had a lot of those side characters in there.
Yeah.
Oh, the cop. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, which guy from Ant-Man? I was like, yeah, duh, the cop.
The FBI agent dude. Yeah, the magician
FBI
dude. When he brings his card out, it's like Jesus.
That was a good little throwback as well.
Yeah. It's like, boy, you got to know your shit to understand that.
Well, they want him to have his own show too.
He was a great character. I actually did quite enjoy the scenes with him. So, but yeah, like you heard. I think the time that they were trying to get when she was coming back from the snap, you heard Captain Marvel's. I can't remember a character name off the top of my head, but you heard her say something. You heard her whispering, "Lieutenant Trouble," at the very start of that when she comes back.
Yeah,
and that basically, as soon as I heard that basically just switched. It's like, okay, this is a great way to tie in all of the rest of.
It ties
the universe. Yeah.
So it's Wanda. It's Wanda doing it subconsciously, or I don't know what she's doing, but it's got to be her, right?
But yeah, like that last part of that episode when she comes back out and the last thing that she says is it's all Wanda.
Yeah, because Wanda threw her out because Wanda is controlling it and doing it, and when she looked at Vision and he was dead, and it's like she's had like a mental snap. That's what I thought in the beginning. She's broken somehow. And she's decided this little town somehow is the place she's going to do it. I don't know. I'm curious to see if somebody's controlling her and making her, getting her to do this, or if she's just had like losing Vision and then losing all she's lost, that her brother, all that stuff, if it just finally made her snap. I like the premise.
and the fact that it's sort of as soon as she sort of like had the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of snapped back into what is it, Sokovian, like that language when she was singing
Yeah,
to
the
them.
lullaby.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of okay. She's trying to block all of this out.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm curious to see where they're gonna go with it now.
Yeah,
If it's going to
very.
be like the same thing of like 2 or 3 episodes that are like sitcoms almost, and then one that pays off. That's an interesting thing if they do it that way.
Well, I think it's going to be very interesting to see where they go with the next one, because where are they at? They're at like the 70s.
Yeah.
80s now. They should be
80s?
going. They should be going the 80s next.
The
Yeah, the
next
next one
one is
should be the
going to be
80s.
in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then it makes you wonder where she has the knowledge of that sort of thing.
Well, there was quite a few years, well, 5 years for sure, when everybody was snapped away, that she could have caught up on sitcoms and stuff.
Well, she got snapped away.
Oh yeah, she did, didn't she?
Oh, I guess as a
Did she?
kid, she could have
Yeah.
watched it on TV.
Oh yeah, she did. I keep forgetting that she went, because if she was there, she could have solved most of the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. But she before all that happened, there was years between Civil War and all that. And I mean, all that kind of stuff. There was all kinds of years in between she could have got into that stuff. Everybody forgets that she is not American.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I can't believe she's the Olsen twins' younger sister.
Yeah,
All right.
the twins together.
But the other one I've been watching, I don't know if anybody's ever read Stephen King or care about Stephen King. They redid one of his books called The Stand. They've tried to do this in movie form and miniseries before.
That.
My sister just rewatched the '94 one.
The '94 one was the best one up to this point. This one so far is the best one ever. They have it nailed pretty damn good, and Whoopi Goldberg plays Mama A. What's her name? Abigail, and she does it really good. And there's probably other people in there that I should know their name, but I'm really bad at names. But it's a really good series. And then I just started watching The Blacklist for the first time. Start with season 1. And what I realized there is it's 7 seasons in. So what is that? 6 years ago, probably, if that. I don't know how long their seasons are. Might be 7 years ago. Their graphics and some of their explosions and stuff, I watch it and I'm like, well, that's terrible. It's just like there's at a point where I must be spoiled to graphics as I watch that and I'm like, that's a bad graphics. It's just real bad. I don't know if they didn't have the budget or what, but yeah. If you ever go back and watch an old show that had explosions and stuff, you'll be sad. Okay, we can move on.
No, that's fine. You guys good on that?
Mhm.
Any other shows anyone else watching?
I'm watching The Expanse.
All right, well, you and Grav can have a little chat another time. God, it sounds every week he tries to get me to watch it.
I mean, you're what, 6 seasons, 5 seasons, 4 seasons into it?
Him? Oh, the show?
The show.
Oh, I have no idea.
Are we talking about current TV shows?
Yes,
Like just coming out? Okay.
yes.
Well, I talked about a show that's rewatching. It's older, but yeah.
Well, I went back and watched Firefly.
That's pretty good. I can see that one. Dad was a huge fan of Firefly. It only last, how many seasons did it last? 1 or 2?
One.
Not even. It was just one.
One?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they did the movie, or the movie came before it. I can't
No,
even remember.
the
how it
movie, the movie sort of got people back into the actual show,
Mhm.
but the whole reason that they did the movie was just to give
Wrap
some
it
sort
up.
of closure to the series.
The way they kind of did with Stargate, if anyone watched that.
Yeah, I remember Stargate. That was a huge thing.
But I absolutely love that movie, love that show. So I do need to rewatch that again. Firefly, that is.
Firefly's on Hulu, and then I have the actual DVD for Serenity.
What's the DVD?
It's this like
Digital video device. Disc. That's that last D, not device.
God, I want to go back and watch Stargate now. Damn it. That's 10 seasons plus 2.
10 seasons plus Atlantis plus 2 movies.
Oh, don't forget
Stargate
Universe.
was okay, but it wasn't
Oh,
like
Universe. Universe was an interesting one. I thought the premise for that was good. I don't think they executed it well.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like space to, or yeah, well, literally space to like expand.
like The Expanse.
God damn it.
Like how mad Trace's laugh sounded then. He's like mad he was laughing.
Abe, you read up on, well, you're reading AOT and Dr. Stone, right?
See, Dr. Stone. I also read My Hero, and I think what chapter we on? 190 something.
We could have a whole talk on My Hero, but I just wanted to go quickly over AOT and.
I don't think that. Well, for the anime, yeah.
We're watching
I
SG1.
think I'm up. I'm
Well,
watching on Toonami. I think I'm up
Got
to the
10
point
seasons
where
of SG1,
Aaron and Ryan are
4
meeting,
seasons
but
of Atlantis,
it's up
and then
for
2
me.
seasons of
Well,
Universe.
you've read the manga, so when I
Yeah,
Get to it.
so you already
Well,
know.
yeah, we know. I mean, because yeah.
Okay. And then Dr. Stone, you're already like way ahead, right?
Stargate was actually my
Okay,
pretty much
cool.
favorite
So AOT, that's the big one.
series to watch, and then plus
Yeah,
of course the 2 movies that wrapped up
spoiler for
SG1.
AOT. If you haven't seen the most recent episode, just in case anyone watching, Kyoko dies. Thank you.
Dun dun dun.
Completely ruins another character, which honestly,
Well, that's so
Oh yeah, 3
I've
movies
been
because
I've spoiled
the
myself like the past
first
month, so
like
I've already knew this was
start
gonna
to
happen.
Stargate.
But my favorite reaction to this is watching all the people that all the manga readers have like their own Reddit,
I can't wait to see that.
and they have their own memes, and I've been seeing people like count down the days to this because they knew people were gonna react one way to one Kyoko killing another one, and it was very funny because I didn't see any outrage from people. I just saw a lot of sad people being sad, and then now a lot of people noticing that the main Kyoko is starting to be a little dangerous with his activities. But I think it show's getting really good with this, especially because we have a main Kyoko that is like, because what a lot of anime is, the main Kyoko is always either good throughout the whole thing, like he's like the shining, boy wonder, or if it was an anime that's bad, or he's like bad boy, does whatever he wants and does do all that. Those are typically the main Kyoko for a lot of shows. This is a Kyoko that starts off really good, but the more you watch, the more he gets ethically gray to now he's ethically bad because now he's justifying killing civilians in a war effort. So I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, I did hear
now
about.
because AOT is going to be a huge like
It's
once
gonna be one of those. It has a very deep meaning to it that people are gonna have very vast different like interpretations of it, and you're gonna either agree or disagree. Find the people that are on your side, and probably get over it after a while. No one's gonna be completely satisfied, I feel.
I'm
But
saying
honestly, I don't mind that. I'm enjoying it, and if people can say what they want. Again, it's your own opinion.
I'm just kind of sad that the Kyoko that did die because I thought that Kyoko was pretty good. Like there was another one or that could have gone, and I don't think a lot of people would have killed. But I know there was something tying up with that Kyoko because they're on the same like not as
Let me just say that character felt like the most, what should we call it? I want to say relief for the series. That
oh the one
no other character really did pull that off. and I would
did hear about
understand
that manga, and I
tremendously why
really
people
hope it
are upset
happens.
about it.
Like
Yeah,
legitimately, not
yeah,
like
that character
what they
also
did with
had
that
a
whole
small Ulk.
Origins
Was
thing.
some other Kyokros haven't had as many of Ulks as this Kyokros had. It's like a whole Kyokro had an episode where they were out saving someone. So it was just like this is kind of a beloved one. And also the first one we meet of the recruits that you kind of can like self-distinguish out of like, oh, which one's actually gonna be a Kyokro, which one's just a background, afterthought. But it was a good episode. Really, it really brings out the best and worst out of the Kyokros, which I think is well done.
Mhm.
And then Dr. Stone, real quickly.
Where are they at? That's not
They
airing, so
just
I don't
they,
know. But
they just planted the phone into the enemy's base. I forget that Kyokro's name. And they his
Ben,
he just had his what?
Sorry.
Ben, he's reading something else. Ignore him.
Um then they had he called he called up his two friends, and then they convinced the gold. It was the episode where
Yep,
they
they've got a
what's his name?
spy in the enemy kingdom.
Yes.
Basically now.
Well, it was basically them trying to make her believe that they were the single, and
Like that.
it was such a good bit because I forget his name, but the guy with the black and white hair.
Yeah, it's Gen.
Gen. Yes, Gen. Yeah, Gen singing and trying to impersonate is by far the funniest thing I've seen. Like from that series, it's great. Because he's trying to for those that don't know, he's trying to impersonate a single who's long passed, but trying to make the person on the other side believe that person exists and still alive. And that person is still alive, who they just happen to try to get and convince them to the side, happens to be like her biggest fan. And so she asks questions that they wouldn't know. And so they have to figure out, can we mathematically guess what her sizes are? Because one of the questions was
Yeah, I remember that
like,
part.
what is her bust, waist, hip, and like all that, kind of sizes.
Numbers.
Yeah, whole numbers, and then the main character has to like quickly come up with, based on a picture he saw with his dad and Ho, guess what Ho sizes are based on what his dad height and stuff was. And I think that was really cool.
I will say this whole time I thought you were saying single, not singer. So I was very
Oh,
confused.
sorry.
That's just me not hearing correctly, but I finally understood what you meant. I think the last 3 times,
Pop,
but the first
she's a pop single. There you go. But it was really cool episode, and at the end they manage to get the gold to become a ally for them. But it's a really cool series. But every week it gets better and better. So that is it for our roundup.
Mhm.
Now to close, I think we have one good topic. I think it's a nice little one to end up on. Nice little. We haven't had anything really bad today. It's a pretty good episode, pretty uplifting, I would say. But last one here, and I'm gonna have you start off with this one. Is if you could meet a celebrity, who would it be?
Are we going
Okay.
living or dead or what?
Sorry, Grims is doing some weird things to me here.
I heard barking.
I
sounds
was
like-
dying laughing. I was laughing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Grim, go ahead. You got a horse's ass in your face. Go ahead.
God damn it.
Yeah.
If I could meet anyone, it'd probably be my celebrity crush, because
Who's that?
Anna Kendrick.
Oh yeah, you've told me this. And it
I think
blocked
it
it
was-
out of my brain.
I think it was a topic.
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't think we've had that.
No, we've not.
No, I think when we were drinking, you told me one time.
Oh, okay. Oh God, what did I tell you?
Makes sense.
I was drinking at the time and could remember it, so you must have been drunker than I was.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it'd be Anna Kendrick. Meeting her would be a real cool experience. I don't think I've had. Well,
I just want to point out, Grims is the only one of us here that's in a relationship, and he's about to get married, and he chose a celebrity crush as the one to meet. This is for the record.
This is for the divorce attorney.
Wow. Can you stop hitting me with your tail? Sorry.
I'm just putting that one on the record. Yeah. Anyone else have want to go?
I'd like to
Meet a
meet Adam
celebrity?
Savage. I'd like to meet Adam Savage. Which I don't know
Yeah.
if he barely qualifies as a celebrity, but
Oh, he does. No,
He's
he-
been on TV. He has influence, or not influence.
he
but,
seems
has,
like or him or Mike Rowe or someone that seems down to earth and kind of or
I have
there's a
met
couple.
Savage.
Tom Hanks, there's one I'd love to meet.
Yeah.
Whoa, you're double dipping now.
Well, any of those guys that seem
fine.
more, I want to see if they're actually how they appear.
He's
You know
going
what I
for
mean?
the threesome.
Well, that's it. They're all like well over middle age. Oh,
I mean, I'm not one to shame. I mean, whatever you're into.
well, you should had a horse in your tractor with you, so there.
They have the biggest. Never mind.
That's actually a well.
What?
What?
Boy, we
It was the-
derailed this.
That was a callback to a night that me and Grims had, and a few others playing a game.
Oh yeah, because whales have huge
Yeah.
penises.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember when this was, but I do remember it.
Okay, back to our celebrity crushes.
Whoa! It's
Oh,
not
it's not
celebrity.
crushes. Like you only want to meet. Like if you could like win a
Listen,
lottery and hang
can
out
I make
for a
this
day.
very clear? I don't have a crush on either Tom Hanks, Adam Savage, or Mike Rowe. I just
we
think they're
not-
cool.
We
I
did
mean, I just
not
think they're cool guys.
think crush. We're thinking like, hey, you won a lottery. Go meet this person. You get to meet him for like a day or something.
Anyone else have any?
Excuse me a moment.
There's like a few decent people like,
Good.
and they don't have to be like movie actors. Like for example, I hear a lot.
Just-
I've heard his voice a lot for like Nolan North. He's a great voice actor. I would
Yeah.
love to I would love to hear all the other works he's done because most of the stuff that I sometimes find him in, I'm surprised that he's in there. He did like voice acting stuff for like COD. He's done stuff for like other games. So like, it'd be interesting to see what he's done. Well, interesting to know more of what he's done personally, stuff like
Oh,
that.
Gil Gadot. There's your celebrity crush. I mean, that's an obvious one, but there you go.
That's
Ooh.
yours.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. I like her.
Oh,
I personally, here's my not hot take, but I don't really find her all that attractive.
That's
Same.
not that surprising.
I mean, I think she's
Again,
like,
we didn't say crush.
I think she's like
Everybody thinks that Scarlet
Moderate.
Witch is like, I mean, like, you know, not Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, I think
Johansson.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Ashley, Elizabeth
Oh,
Olsen is
geez.
actually really good. But yeah, Scarlett Johansson, everybody thinks as Black Widow is like the hot one, but I think Scarlet Witch is
I
better
think she's
looking,
got some
honestly.
good photos. Those like some really good photos that she has. That like makes her look really good. But on average, I'd say she's like Gal Gadot for me. Like, okay, like she's like get a fine actress or whatever, but like not celebrity crush status for me.
Yeah, I used to have when I was really young. You remember Amanda Vines? I don't
Yep.
know if any
Oh,
of you
yeah.
remember that. Yeah, I used to
Hey,
when I
like-
was real young. I used to have a crush on her big time.
Euro trip.
Was she on
So-
a Euro trip?
On, I have no idea what that is. I'm gonna be honest.
You gotta watch it. It's a very interesting.
On
Was she on Euro Trip?
Yeah, was she? I don't remember.
Was she?
for celebrity.
She used to have her own show. Sorry, we're old people.
Oh, no, you're
No.
good.
I remember her from She's the Man.
She used to have the Amanda Show on Nickelodeon,
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
and she used. I guess she was on All That before that, or whatever the one on Nickelodeon was. Was it All That on Nickelodeon?
Yep.
The improv kind of thing. That's
Mhm.
where
There was also like Drake and Josh and that.
Keenan
I
from
remember that.
Keenan and Kel. I think Keenan and Peele. I think both of them were on All That, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I never saw them. I only ever
Yeah.
first heard about them from their own show, actually.
It was good. Good Burger.
Yeah, that's
Oh
all
my
that.
God.
That all that all came from All That. I mean, that was
Now
like
that
the birthplace
reminds
of
me.
that.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Wolf, were you thinking
Or-
about Michelle Trentenberg?
Oh, is that who it was in?
Is
Yeah,
you
that's
talking
not
about the
Amanda
main
Bynes.
character?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jenny.
No,
that's-
no.
Or
I'm
Fiona.
thinking of a different movie
Oh, okay.
where she played a guy and on a soccer team.
She's the man.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened to her? Sorry.
On
You don't want to look at her.
Oh yeah, she had them one of them rough lights after.
Lindsay Lohan.
Oh yeah.
on Celebrity Crush Stash, you know
Holy shit.
the girl from the AT&T commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I believe her
the one
name's-
in the store or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Fra-
Yeah.
Yeah. Her name's Melania Vantrub. Vantrub, I can't remember exactly. It's been a while. But yeah, when I was in high school, she was my celebrity crush. Not that I wanted to meet her, but I'm just going on that level. So technically, growing up, I did meet my celebrity that I wanted to pick. And that
Why?
was
Why have
David.
you? Why?
The celebrity I wanted to pick, oh, it was my celebrity when I was younger, was David Ortiz, and I did actually get to meet him. It was he had a film that was coming out that he either backed or like it was like one of the film awards or whatever that was in my town, and it was about Dominican baseball, and so he came down for it, and there was a little like after party for the movie, and me and my friend went though because my mom and dad took us to it, and we got up to say hi to him, and he signed baseballs for us, and then some reporter was there and asked me like what I thought about it, and because it's some local newspaper, and I have no idea why they did this, but they just put some random quote and just put my name attached to it as a kid. But as a celebrity now that I would want to meet, would you guys qualify Twitch streamers as celebrities somewhat?
For
I would.
That's like
It's
giving Logan Paul justification.
for
Well,
example, if
you're-
they've been mentioned in like award stuff or like if they've been on other things, then yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, look, as much as I don't want to hate, yeah, Logan Paul would it be because he's been on shows and stuff. He's had movies. Granted, none of them been good, but he had that, so he has a status like that. But there is a streamer. He's very popular. He's done YouTube way a bit back in the day, but he's not like done stuff like this. But since I've already meeting my celebrity that I wanted to meet, I'll just put this one in instead. But I don't know if anyone knows of Droma985, but I would really like to meet Droma. He's really inspired a lot of things that I want to do, and I would like to meet him and just like pick his brain on stuff and what he does, like what he does for streams, like what is his creative process. How much does he really think about spending? I mean, not spending, but like time on stuff compared to what he just thinks up on the fly and whatnot. But I'd really like to pick his brain on that, just because I think he's a very interesting person when it comes to. He almost transcends the stream sometimes with like some of the stuff he says, and so he's personally for me, he's the person I want to meet the most. Whether or not he is a celebrity in that terminology, but I really don't want to meet any celebrity. So
I've actually only met one, I guess, count him as a celebrity. He was a baseball player for the Astros.
which one?
Jeff Bagwell.
Oh shoot, okay, yeah.
He came to an
back when
army thing.
back when I played baseball, the Astros were my favorite team. So actually, Pujols was my favorite player back in the day.
I don't follow
But-
sports much, so I have no idea who that was.
I'm not really a baseball person, to be honest.
Yeah, you're all about the Texans. Woo!
But I kind of follow the Astros basically because they're a Houston team.
Right.
You have an obsession with Houston.
Oh, Blake, what's your celebrity?
Are we talking alive?
If you have an interesting one that's dead, then you go ahead and you can say days. You can say who do you want to
Steve
met.
Irwin.
If it's dead, I want to meet Robin Williams.
That
Oh,
would be an
yeah.
excellent one.
Yeah, that one would have been a good one. I personally would. I'm not really into the whole celebrity culture thing,
Yeah, same
but
yo. Just if you have
like
anything
I've
that's
met a couple of sports people from Australia. Actors don't really. I don't really find them that interesting.
Let's see that for me, I could care less about anything sports related. So
Same.
that's the
Well,
flip side.
Blake, go ahead. If you have a one that's passed, you can go ahead and say them.
Um, I I haven't really thought too much about this, in all honesty. So I can't really sort of say. Like, I mean, it'd be really interesting to meet, like, I think people that have done, like, huge things. Like, I think Oppenheimer would be an interesting one. That'd be very interesting to meet him.
Have become death, the
I
eater
know.
of worlds.
Yeah. Yep.
Hawking is probably one of those ones that I would really like to meet.
Einstein.
Stephen
Early or old?
Holy old. Those are the two age groups.
Are you early in life or are you old in
Old
life?
To be
Like,
honest,
are you
either.
talking about the computer or are you talking about his actual
The
voice?
computer, Jesus.
Computer. Oh my god. This gets better. I'm sorry. Just- you just want to meet
Either, to be honest. Like,
Stephen Hawking's touches text to speech. You only want to meet that, not
Hmm.
Stephen Hawking, just his process.
If you want that, give me a second. I probably make my computer make that noise.
I've
just,
never had
yeah,
a
like,
Hawking though.
I've always had that interest in science.
Boy, Blake has
and
opened this up to a whole different level.
knowing, like, being able to sort of converse with someone on that's in that sort of a respect is probably who I would go to in terms of that.
His Blake made me think of Harry Houdini would be one.
I met his granddaughter.
Did you ask her how he got started? Because you know what his pastime was. He'd do his breakout stuff, but his pastime was catching charlatans. He loved like
Yes,
people that would claim they were mediums and stuff. He'd prove
calling
he'd
out,
go out
calling
of
them out.
yeah, he'd go out his way to prove how they were doing it and show people. He hated that stuff, and I always thought that's so cool. I always thought that Harry Houdini would be a cool one to meet.
Two, do you have a particular person in mind that you'd like to meet?
Probably the only person from Mythbusters I'll never be able to meet because I met everyone else. He's not alive anymore.
Grant.
Grant.
Did you ever meet Jessie?
No, but I
She
always
was
forget
technically part of it
I
for
always
a short
forget
time.
that. I always
Yeah,
forget
but she's
I
gone now
did-
too.
I
Yeah.
did meet Adam and Jamie. They were at the Fox Theater in Detroit, and I went to go see them,
That's cool.
and that was really fun. And
Jamie's probably one you wouldn't really meet anyway because he's not very much in the public either anymore.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On unrelated note, my horse is now a barrel. Sorry.
Ah.
And I assume you met Tori and Carrie at different spots.
Yes, I have.
See, like I like watching Mythbusters, but I don't know how much I could say to them. I
Oh, I
couldn't,
couldn't say much to them either.
I couldn't like be like, oh, what was this, or like, what do you think on this? I'd just be like, hi, nice to meet you, cool, like you will.
I
Have a good
will
day."
say I met them when I was like 11. So that
Yeah,
should give
I
you
mean,
an
it's an
idea.
11-year-old.
I couldn't really say
Still
much to them.
Yeah, that's still fine. You
As
got
an
them.
11-year-old, I expected them to say something to you first.
Hey, I like when you blow stuff up.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I met Pendulette But I mean, I went to a
Oh, that'd be cool.
I went
Pin
to
would
a
be a cool
I,
one.
okay, so
Yes.
funny story. I went to his little show in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and he performs like pre-show. I forget what instrument it's. Maybe it's the
Stand up bass.
yeah, stand up bass. Thank you.
Yeah.
He does it before the show, and he just like wears a hat and does it beforehand. But they have like a little meet and greet after.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told my dad to take my picture with him, and I was like, staying there with him. My dad took a picture. I looked at it, and it was wrong. And I was like, "Oh, sorry, can I get another one?" And I showed Penny. He's like, "Yeah, yeah, can we do another one?" And so I got a picture.
That's cool.
It's a little blurry, but it's always something I remember. And
So he's a cool guy. Is he as
Mm.
tall as he looks? Because you're
Mm-hmm.
let me actually look back. Oh wait, I have to go through. It's on my Instagram, and I haven't logged on to that on my new phone. He was like a little taller than me, so yeah, he's pretty tall.
I
Let me
can't
look.
ever tell if he's tall or Teller's short. You know,
Tell us
it's like
about- yeah.
Let me look it up real quick because I'm
What I
6'2".
know about him is he likes
He's
fish.
6'6".
He has archer fish.
He's 6'6", and Tello was 5'9". So
Pin is a no bullshitter too.
Yes.
He's very much in the they're big hairy Houdini fans because they like doing the same thing. They'll the magic circle and all them will not take them because they'll tell magic secrets. Penn and Teller
Mhm.
will.
Yeah.
So they all like have shunned them.
their show is great. Penn and Tello fool us.
Yep. I love their sign when you win.
It's I've seen a few people who've done tricks with them. Well, not tricks for like perform for that show.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, like they had a gist, but because their rules are if they will say if you didn't fool us if they can guess like 100%, but if they can't get exactly everything like up to like last detail, then they will say fool us. So they're pretty kind of lenient because even if they know like what you're doing, but they just can't.
They can't figure out how you're doing it. They know what you're doing, but not how. Yeah.
Exactly. Like they know that you're swapping in the codes, but they don't know if
They-
it's do this trick or if it's
Yeah.
like a 1 or 2 code difference or something. Then they say that you fool us.
It's
They
more
held
about
themselves to a higher-
methodology for them. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's amazing because what I understand is Teller, all he like like breeds magic. That's what his like big passion because he's one of the big ones for producing their stuff and writing
Well,
it.
yeah.
And
Well,
I think
yeah. Tello is he's more making the stuff behind the scenes, or Penn puts
Mhm.
on the show and talks. Is more the
big, large mouth dude.
he's the showman. He's
Yeah.
like making. He's basically sometimes creating distractions
Did
by.
you ever see their Penn and Teller bullshit? Their show they had on HBO.
I don't think so.
Oh,
don't
that's a
have
good. That's a show they wanted to make. I don't know if it's still on HBO or not. I don't know where you can find it now.
No.
But I know the only I just don't know if it's on like Max or something. But it's really good. They basically call out everything from the U.S. government to the Catholic Church to they call it as bullshit as like conspiracy theories. All of this stuff they go after all of it. It's so good.
Do you know Teller Talks?
Yes, I've
Yeah,
heard interviews with him.
He's not silent. He just
I know.
It's
chooses
part of
not-
the act.
It's so good for the bits, though.
Yeah. That's why he does is because he thought it would be better for the magic to talk for him. I heard him say that in an interview.
Mm-hmm.
The thing
Also,
I-
that's Penn shtick too. Is Penn?
Yeah, big, loud, boisterous. Yeah.
the first
like-
time I heard him talk was on
Big Bang Theory.
no, on Tanked, and the very first thing he does is cuss.
This is not surprised with those two.
Yeah, and they're like, "Wait, he talks?" And I loved what Penn's answer was. Yes, he does talk rarely, and most of the time when he does, it's profanity.
Yeah, that's a cool group.
Yeah, I think they're really cool. They're my favorite magicians, but also one time went onto the stage. David Copperfield, I think. was the
Yeah,
magician.
that's the other
But
biggest
when I
one
was-
from Vegas.
When I was young. He invited me on stage. And it was me and some girl, and we were both like kids. And it was a trick of like he magic hat, and he pulled like eggs out of the hat and would make them disappear. But that was cool. Not as memorable for me as Penn Jillette because the recency bias, but It's still pretty cool. But anyone else have any cool magic things before I wrap it up, Bill?
I would meet Carl Sagan. I'm with Blake.
Cross-check can be cool.
Yeah, a lot of those science communicators, like scientists that actually do have that sort of.
Edison, that'd be another cool one.
Oh
He's
yeah,
just a rip-off artist.
That's it. That's just him and Tesla in their competition. He had plenty of his own inventions.
So Edison isn't completely as bad, but yeah, he's done a few things that are not great. But
No, but
like
they're all
total bad.
nobody's hands are clean in this world. Nobody's. Gandhi would be a cool one to talk to as well.
God, every time I think of Gandhi, I keep on thinking of the epic rap battle between he and Peel, Gandhi and Martin Luther.
Yeah. Jesus, I hadn't thought about that in a while.
God, that's my favorite one.
What about Shakespeare?
Yeah, the bar would be cool. To ask him if he actually wrote all those,
Yeah,
or
that's the main thing.
yeah,
Well, I don't think he would say it. He'd be like, "Yeah, I did. Of course, I did."
quote him. Are you sure it wasn't Francis Drake? Isn't that the other one they think they does? Anyway, yeah,
I have
fun.
no idea. But I think that's gonna be it from us here. Unless anyone else had didn't get to say a little celebrity. I thought Abe did. Did you, Abe?
I did.
You did? Okay, that's what I thought. I was just making sure. But I think it's gonna be us here for episode 5 here. As always, we are playing Farming Simulator. Was it 2019? Well, we're playing. You can watch us live while doing that, or at twitch.tv/GrimReaperLP, twitch.tv lone_wolf_ENT, and twitch.tv 2fresh4you. And otherwise, you can also find us on YouTube. But that's going to be it from us. So thanks again for watching, and we'll be back next week with episode 6. So goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
oh yeah.
That's a good one, man. Huh? Oh yeah, I gotta clap to signify end.